Dig dug got it out of the mud. Hit the plug, now we making that crank.
Lil' geek, bro, they think he a thug. Bitch, he a hoe, he got smoke like some dank. I keep it 100, you keep it a dub.
Nigga think he a thug till he walk in the plank.
I'm hitting that truck, I don't care what you think. Diamonds on necklace, Diaga the lane. On my leg, I got gold in my pocket. With the 6 on my day. Fuck that. Walking around with that bankroll knot.
Niggas plotting on money, I'm standing on top.
Where I'm up in my numbers, they thinking I bought it. Said I hop on the track, Jack Chan straight chopping. And this bitch like a virgin, I'm married, I'm popping. You try me get buried, the scariest option. Got multiple weapons, got various Glocks. Reach multiple levels, just had to unlock. That 70 shots block dark like chocolate. Ain't talking money, I block 'em. Stop it, this 40 cal number, made bro pop it.
I'ma hit it and quit it, they know that I'm toxic. I walk with the chalk and the stick in my hand.
Sippin' sake like I took a trip to Japan. Yeah, bro know he broke, he can't go back for band. Even if I go spend, I make back in advance. Heard he was yapping, I pop at your match, keep the K on my hip and a Glock in the pants. Swag on the man, bar nose edge, I'm leaving you out, you ain't fuck with the plan.
Damn, my bitch is stalling. With my dog like we Wallace and Gromit.
Damn, why that boy talking like I couldn't get when you dropping the comment. 2017 Warriors, how we be ballin'. While your life a tragedy, you steady sobbing. Like why is you mad at me? I been a problem. He was riding my dick, how I came from the bottom. I just tried to steal swag from peso, I caught. Like what's with them demons? The goons I brought.
And I carry twin choppers, SSA but got 'em. I don't know the name of my ex, I forgot her.
You losing that guap and I'm boosting my comments. If you talking brown, I'ma shoot him like Sasha. And if he talking tough, then I'm tough, I'm a rocker. Big chopper go knock him, turn the stars to nada. Shit, I been with the crew like who really gon' stop it? Shit, I been with the crew like who really gon' stop it? Y'all stay with them rollers like Gundam Tanaka. I can't roll with no rat, no, I trap on my oppas. If I come to the party, I keep me a pop. I'ma have it my way, bitch, I keep me a whop. He was talking, I seen him, he need him a doc. You a bitch, you a bum, probably raised with no father. Oh, I pull out that cig, except for slaughter. Oh, I walk on my metal, just roll my god. Oh, I need me that 20 back, they got forgot her. Young peso in water, the fuck is an otter?
It's still recording. Hey. Oh, my dick. Came from the bottom.
Why did he say that?
Evil ass bitch. Hillary Rodham.
Why did he say that? Why did they say any of that shit? Hey, chat. Mods, fucking crush their fucking balls, man.
Good morning, Patriots, and welcome back to another episode of the Discourse. I'm your lovely host, the Brandon Sutton, and today is March 13th, aka Friday the 13th. I don't know. I feel like there have been a lot more Friday the 13th recently than I recall there being. And I got to be honest, I'm digging it. I'm really loving it. In case you hadn't known or noticed, I can be a little bit of an occultist, a little bit of an esotericist. I hope everybody's doing well out there on this, the most holy of Fridays, Friday the 13th. I do feel as though, like, yesterday I made a whole big thing about watching a lot of fun videos, and then we ended up not doing it and not doing really anything fun. Well, to be honest, I do think the Jimmy Dore Alex Jones thing was kind of fun. Not fun enough to watch any more of it, but fun enough to make it into a clip, especially since I have the most amazing thing to put on the thumbnail. Wait till you see it. You're going to be like, this is like peak Brandon. And someone's going to leave a comment that's going to say, this is peak Brandon. And then someone's going to leave a comment that says, so he said that you were going to do this. Like Jonathan Joestar, or was it Joseph? I get the first two confused, obviously. I think it's Joseph. How's everyone doing out there in chat land? Second one this year. We're going to have one every month, just like an invasion. I also feel like a lot of you probably are feeling a little burned out from the news, and that's okay. I mean, honestly, I'm not going to coddle you all because it's things that are going on, so you have to know that. But I think it's reasonable to also be burned out. I feel burned out too. That's not true, actually. Ever since I got my glasses and I don't have to focus on my eyes so much to see anymore, I feel like it's unlocked another level of power. To be fair, I'm never going at 100%. I don't believe in that. That's a misconception about lifting weights, that you always give it your 100%. No, you always leave a little bit in the tank in case you have to go plus ultra. But I am able to access more of my powers casually with my glasses on than when I have them off. And I do appreciate the difference. I can't wait to get my second pair. Better than the Charlie Kirk thumb? I didn't do that. Did I do a Thumb Wars one? Or are you referring to the one that's powder? Or are you referring to Charlie Kirk Time Bigot? Because no, those were great. This is not going to be like that. It's just going to be the words that I put on it are going to be fun. Because I have the perfect like little, I don't know, not stinger quote. What do you call the words you put on the thumbnail to like draw people's attention? I don't know. It's like tagline, my perfect little tagline. I think of them like my Goosebumps cover quotes, like, you know, not reader beware, you're in for a scare, but like on each of them, they would have, each Goosebumps book, they would have their, they would have like a little tagline that was related to the plot of the book. So, you know, if it's a book about killer snowmen, it might say on the cover of the book, like, ice to meet you, or it'll be a cold day in hell, right? You know, something like that. So I consider them to be like that for me. And sometimes they just come out more naturally. This one is going to be a good one. I go back and forth. Me too. In, you know, a lot of ways. Two in a row. Two Friday the 13th in a row. What? Is that the case? Oh, I guess it was. Oh my gosh. The 13th. So we're going to do fun stuff today. Maybe we'll even do some like esoteric stuff today. I did see Elizabeth April has a new video out about Kinetic, her connection, like her like interlocutor with the Galactic Federation's Security Council. We haven't heard from Kinetic in a while, actually. So I'm kind of interested in that. We could watch Demon Erasers, but he's like a huge bigot. He's super funny sometimes. He's less consistent than someone like Elizabeth April. But when he hits, Demon Erasers is so good when he hits. But he also might just drop like any kind of slur. And considering how like okay anti-Semitism has become in the United States now, he has some preferences. March always mirrors February. Yeah, I got a lot of biters too. Andy Boom, 2004. Thank you for the 20 gifted memberships over on YouTube. I really appreciate that. You're a rock star. You know, you're all rock stars. I also went back, and I do like to go back through the super chats after the show's over to make sure I haven't missed any. And yesterday, Silverfang, and they might not be in the chat right now, they also did a very large donation through memberships on YouTube, and I didn't call that out. So once Silverfang's in the chat, I'll make sure to call that out. Also, I mean, I have some things. Luckily, I'm not sick anymore, and I'm feeling a lot more active. So I have some things on my bucket list. Not bucket list. I have some things on my to-do list that I want to take care of before the end of this week, i.e., the end of Sunday. I'm behind. So like, what's getting me is that I'm behind in making clips. And so like it's kind of put me behind in a few other things that I want to do. I'm not behind in making the DUI hard bingo card. I am not fully sure how I want to organize it yet. And so I want to watch a few more today with a more critical eye for stuff, just so I can make sure I'm not like just, I'm filling it out in a way that like makes sense. And of course, if you guys have suggestions, feel free to send them along. You can make your own cards too. Obviously, it's not like normal bingo, like really a gambling exercise for old people. We're having fun here. We would do Darman bingo if it wasn't for the fact that he's not unionized. We could always do those Darman ripoff videos. Those are crazy. I mean, they're not unionized either, but like when you watch them, you're like, oh yeah, no, you wouldn't be now, would you? So that's always an interesting one. What I like about Elizabeth April's remote viewing is that she remote views things that are super important, but doesn't pay so much attention, like more attention than you would necessarily pay to anything else that you were doing at work. You know what I mean? So like that makes it feel a lot more real to me, even though like I like to think that if I were in a situation, it's that like phenomenon where, and I don't want to use Harry Potter as an example, but I will because it's just a good example of what I'm talking about. Like, it's that phenomenon where like if you or I developed special powers tomorrow, I don't know about you, but I would be a huge nerd about how they worked. Like if I developed like any kind of superpower, like if suddenly I could shoot lightning like all black superheroes can from their fingertips, if I suddenly could do that, I would be really curious about like what that was. And no, like, not curious enough to tell the government, obviously, but you know what I mean? Like the mechanism by which it worked. Not like just curious, oh, I'm shooting lightning. Like that's crazy. Like I would want to know like practically what is happening, because, shooting lightning could be the manifestation of a lot of things occurring based on like just, anything, right? You could be doing anything that causes, well, not anything that causes that. A lot of times though in fiction, someone will get like special powers and they won't even give a shit about anything. Like, they'll go to magic school and they'll do the same level of work in magic school that you or I would put into like a class in high school that we don't really care about. Like fucking like math or like geometry or something. We're like, I don't get this. I don't care. I'll take a C. Like if I were learning potions, I wouldn't accept the C. I would really be curious and interested. And so I appreciate that like Elizabeth April is of the sort of like fictional sense, I mean fictional obviously sense, where she's thrusted into this world of like mystery and intrigue as like one of the highest level psychics ever to exist. And she's just like, that's just another day to you or me. Like, yeah, Kinetic was talking about some shit about the Galactic Federation going to war with like the Zerkrudes or something, but like I was, honestly, I hadn't slept well last night, so I was not paying attention. It's just yeah, whatever, man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. That was just my little thing. I know you can see the bird. I know you can see the bird on my on my screen. It's very authentic, right? Like I'm just like a nerd, so I would want to know more. Like, oh, like I would just be infinitely fascinated. I probably wouldn't be able to pay attention to what he was saying because I'd be like, okay, but like when was the Galactic Federation formed, and what is your like governing like hierarchy like? Like is it just like the Star Wars thing? Is it more of like a Star Trek thing? I mean, I would have to reference fiction, combined with like my understanding of civic law on Earth, but I would I would have no frame of reference for it because how does I could assume thousands of planets organize that kind of thing. She doesn't even care. She doesn't even care. One alien, one vote. Like, yeah. All right. So let's talk about this bird. You guys see this bird? So this is a rosy-faced lovebird. I think it was Maple yesterday. I also go through the chat at the end of the stream to make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm really intense. I'm gonna tell you this right now, in case you hadn't noticed. I'm really passionate. You can say I'm red in the face. No, no. But no, I think it was Maple who was asking about like looking at birds. I didn't see it or get to it at the time. And today is Friday, so I thought we could start with something a little fun. This is a rosy-faced lovebird. I think it's so darling, don't you? I love a parrot. So for me, a parrot is a classic type of bird. And what do I mean by that? I mean that it's first of all very like visually appealing in its color scheme. Like, not just this particular parrot, but parrots broadly speaking tend to be very like birds of paradisey in their color schemes. But also they have a really important place in our like culture and pop culture. Like when I see a parrot, I have immediately it conjures like movies, it conjures like historical figures. I think pirates, I think like like stuff like that. I think Polly want a cracker. So I love all of that. So a parrot generally, for me, like if you're talking about like just the whole genre of bird, some people will say species. I don't know if the parrot is the species of the bird. It doesn't really matter. The whole genre of bird, of parrot or parrot-like birds, like parakeets or stuff like that, macaws, like 100%. Like I would say like peak bird. Like if you're asking me to rate parrots, just broadly speaking, 100 out of 100. Like parrots are like the bird. And not only are they like the bird, they have like superpowers too. They can speak English. So that in and of itself is like elevates it to the highest levels of the bird echelon to me. Obviously there are other 100 out of 100 birds, not just ones that can speak, right? Mockingbirds or whatever, but birds that like represent a lot of really strong things. But for the purposes of this particular type of parrot, we have to sort of separate that from the larger parrot genre. That being said, I think I hadn't seen this kind of parrot before. At least I hadn't known what this kind of parrot was called. I have to say though, I think this parrot to me is a great version of a parrot. I love the color scheme because some parrots, like, to be honest, the classic parrot, the one that's just like a splash of primary colors, you know what I'm talking about? The one that it's just it's like the red, blue, and yellow one. That to me is a little harsh. That's a little harsh in terms of color. I still respect it for being like what is the platonic ideal for a parrot. I like that this one, it kind of blends together. The colors kind of like have a gradient that blend together. And I like the colors. Some people are saying it's like a mango. Like, yeah, like it looks like a mango. I like that. It has a nice classic little bird face. Oh yeah. The little blue in the back. This is a great bird. This one's a great bird. This is the Wikipedia. Hold on. Let's get this a little bigger. It's impossible to zoom in. Oh yeah. I think this might be one of my favorite types of parrot already. I also like a golden conure, but like this might be one of my favorite types of parrot. Golden conures are mostly just like yellow, like a little peach face. Oh yeah. It looks very friendly too. What tier would you rate this bird? I mean, honestly, you have to rank it amongst parrots, right? Because I think that this is a great parrot, and I already think that parrots are pretty good. And so, like, and by that I mean amazing, like 100 out of 100, A+ birds. And so, like, I think this might be my favorite parrot. So that puts it almost at the highest echelon of bird. I could be anywhere and I could come across this and I would be delighted. Like, could you imagine being on a walk and like this is just there, like on like a branch? You would lose your mind. And so I think to me, that's the sign of a great bird. Like if I were in the streets and this bird was next to me, I would stop like this bird is a celebrity I wanted to see. Like I would stop like this bird is Denzel Washington. I'm like, oh shit, like is that a rosy-faced lovebird? Like you were in Fallen. I loved you in Flight. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to rate it because I already thought like parrots were really great. And so this to me is like the highest echelon of parrot. So like 100 out of 100, obviously. Sir Jevel, thank you for the $10 super chat. Has Elizabeth April read the Galactic Federation's constitution, or does it have a constitution? What is the GFC's budget, and how do they appropriate funds? I don't know if she's answered all those questions. I will say she has hundreds of videos on them. So it is possible that she has gone over all of this. I can show you her website. We've gone there before, but it was prior to us having so many people on the stream. So probably many of you don't remember that. But like her website has hundreds of videos. They all sound amazing, but I just can't in good conscience. I think it's like $25 a month. I can't in good conscience do that right now. I don't know what's stopping me, but it's a lot. If you're free to investigate and do your own research. What's the worst bird? The bald eagle. The worst bird is the bald eagle because of what it represents. I recognize that it's not the bald eagle's fault, but it is what it is. Except the bald eagle that attacked Trump. Man, that could have gone amazing. No, I'm joking. There's no such thing as a bad bird. I don't believe in bad animals. I don't believe in bad animals. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Am I forgetting something? I'm not forgetting something. Oh, no, I realized. I'm waiting for a text. I was like, what the hell am I looking at my phone for? You're like, yeah, Brandon, you're at work. Don't put your phone down. Okay. Well, we're not going to look at any more birds today at the moment, but I do think we can do another story about nature and the environment. So let's turn over to this France 24 English video about the revival of the Cape Leopard population in South Africa. I think it's South Africa. Yeah, duh. I should have verified, but yeah, it is South Africa. It's along the Western Cape Mountains. And so, yeah, we'll watch this video. It's pretty short, but, I do like to take some time to highlight the good things that we're doing, at least to maybe rectify some of the bad things we've done. So this is about conservationists, trying to revive the population of Cape leopards in Western South Africa's Cape Mountains.
In the Cape Province, this researcher checks 23 camera traps which show that over the past 2 years, the leopard population is on the rise.
So yeah, we're going to extract the SD card and check on the computer what are those 141 images. It is, thousands of photos and videos to go through. And then it gives us a really clear idea how the leopard is interacting with the landscape compared to food availability, compared to vegetation, compared to human or roads.
The Cape leopard, smaller than its savanna cousin, had nearly disappeared from the region 170 years ago. Now the predator is returning. This NGO rescues leopards caught in traps set by farmers to protect their livestock. So far, nearly 100 animals have been saved. Rescue efforts allow a chance to carry out genetic tests and fit a GPS
that was a sick roar from that leopard. That was really sick. I like that.
collar to track leopard families. The research program was launched by a former doctor who set out to answer one question: where did these leopards come from?
They were unable to wipe them out in the higher mountains of the Western Cape, and we believe that they've recolonized from there. In fact, we were extremely worried about genetic inbreeding because they survived in the end from a very small population.
For these conservationists, the next challenge is educating communities to help protect this endangered predator.
I'm gonna mute that. I don't know what that song that is.
We also tell them that, if we as human beings either would destroy or not look after our environments, then eventually it will impact on the leopards being the top predator that we find within this biome.
Today, fewer than 1,000 leopards are believed to remain in the mountains of the Cape, still a fragile population for the long-term survival of the species.
Well, hopefully they can help revive the species, undo some of the damage. I rethought about what I was saying before. Like, dolphins are actually shitheads. I forgot about dolphins. Dolphins do actually suck. Like, dolphins are assholes. So yeah, there are bad animals. David protein bars accused of lying about calories. That's crazy. That's like a real betrayal of the trust that I would put into a protein bar company. Honestly, I would never buy a protein bar like this because it seems too fancy. Like, in my opinion, like this seems like a rich person's Manhattan protein bar. I would not buy something like that. But honestly, I take lifting very seriously. Like, that's like my religion. And so when people disrespect lifting, I kind of like get a little mad, especially when it's like Americans. And it's easy to disrespect lifting in a way that is totally divorced totally divorced from whether or not you do lift or whether or not you like actively are buff or not. A lot of buff people disrespect lifting. And I just think to myself, like, when Americans disrespect lifting, you don't ever see me disrespecting, like, American Christian evangelicalism. I don't walk into like one of those big tent revival churches and slap the MAGA hat and McDonald's and Disney Memorial Cup out of like the preacher's hands. I don't do that, but people have no problem disrespecting my religion. It's fine. It's fine. It's not fine, but I'm going to say it's fine because we're having a fun day. But since we're talking about South Africa, we might as well, I think, look back in on what's going on. Not yet, Tim. I know you're excited, but not yet. Tim is excited. I'm excited too, but not time yet. We might as well check back in on some of those white South Africans in the United States of America. So you might have seen going around that many of them have started to migrate back to South Africa, but it's not only just the refugees who came over here, who came over to the United States of America as part of Trump's like white genocide is real push, but it's also just white South Africans in general, if I'm not mistaken. Like, white South African expats are leaving the United States and going back to South Africa. And the reason why that's a more important story than just the refugees coming over is because if it were just the refugees, it would paint a picture of like, well, maybe there is some kind of genocide going on in South Africa, but by nature of the lack of infrastructure for their relocation by the Trump administration, it's just still better to go back there. But if other white South Africans who theoretically have lived in the country for decades are also going back, it does, and not, again, we don't need to belabor the point that there is no white genocide in South Africa or anywhere in the world, but it is just further evidence that that entire propaganda project has fallen apart and really had no legs to stand on. But let's just turn to this News 9 live clip. I'm not aware of this channel. I'm always looking for new channels to show you. I found a channel that was English, but it was tagged with this channel is state-sponsored propaganda from China. And so I want to start watching more stuff from that channel because I'm sure it's going to have a lot more facts about the world than the normal stuff that we watch. And I'm also always looking for more like Chinese propaganda because you can learn things from propaganda as long as you're using a critical eye. That's why we watch American news all the time, because like we can learn stuff from the propaganda. We just have to make sure we're not taking it at face value, which people will disincentivize. That's one of the things that people get mad at. Like, if you won't take what a bunch of people on the news say at face value because they take what politicians say at face value, they act like you're being unfair. Like, if you look into things more than just like, oh, language is more complicated than everyone speaking literally at me in full truth, it's like that kind of betrays the trust of our faux intellectual class. But let's get into this. White South Africans return home from the U.S. despite Trump's refugee call.
Some white South African expats who had lived for decades in the U.S. are now returning home to South Africa. Many say they prefer the lower cost of living and better lifestyle back home. The move comes despite calls by U.S. President Donald Trump urging...
Wow. I'm going to say white South Africans would prefer to be ruled by blacks. I guess DEI isn't so bad. The way they were saying it, like, it couldn't happen, but like they would rather be ruled by blacks than ruled by an orange man. It's a different kind of colorism than I used to, but God bless them.
Back home. The move comes despite calls by U.S. President Donald Trump urging white South Africans to leave the country over alleged discrimination, a claim that the South African government denies.
This is like Christmas.
Naomi Sapphire was born in South Africa and lived for 2 decades in the United States. She came back home for a holiday and realized how much she missed this place.
You cannot dictate what makes your heart happy. So you leave and then you come back because ultimately this is home.
Last year, Sapphire left North Carolina for a seaside town in South Africa's Western Cape. Now, she says her 3 children spend more time outdoors, health insurance is affordable, and she prefers the schools. She's among thousands of white South Africans coming back from abroad, despite U.S. President Donald Trump's statements that South Africa's white minority is being persecuted by the country's black majority government.
Terrible things are happening in South Africa.
The Trump administration is ramping up its new refugee program for white South Africans, focusing on Afrikaners, the descendants of Dutch settlers, such as Sapphire and her family. About 3,500 South Africans have entered the United States as refugees since the program started in May 2025.
How many remain?
Pretoria says there is no evidence of discrimination or persecution against whites. Many white South Africans and Afrikaners have welcomed Trump's support, but insisted they nevertheless want to remain in their country.
Yeah,
and others
exactly.
Who left decades ago are now returning. And
yeah, it's just like, just send us money. Like everyone wants the Israel model now. Like every country just wants the Israel model with the United States. They're like, yeah, no, don't. It's bad here. Just send us money. You want to move here? No, send us money though. Like, oh yeah, we got a lot of problems. Send us a lot of white genociding over something. Send us $8 billion. We'll handle it.
Van Heerden is an employment agent who has been trying to help returnees keep their jobs abroad by shifting to remote work. He said inquiries from white South Africans seeking to return had jumped 70% in the past 6 months.
We have also asked these people why they're coming back, and we got a lot of different reasons. The obvious ones would be whether family, friends, the vibe in South Africa, but also things like costs of living and living standards are considered to be very high in South Africa.
For Naomi and her husband, Danny, they're happy with their choice.
Some of the metrics that we use to decide like whether or not this is our permanent place is education, cost of living, how much we're enjoying the place. And
oh man, oh, that's real. That's real. He's like, it sucks there. And Man. I guess you could say Trump is black owned.
Or that's ticking all the boxes.
Some white South African expats who had lived for decades
in the US
are now returning home to South Africa. Many say they prefer the lower cost of living and better life.
Okay, that's it's just replaying itself for some reason. Well, nevertheless. Yeah, it just restarted halfway through the video. Probably because it makes it like, a more acceptable length. Because otherwise it'd be 2 minutes and 30 seconds. But yeah, I mean, vibe was off. Yeah, gun violence. It's not cool. It's not cool. The United States is not cool. I'm sorry. Like people in the United States normalize it, but not you guys. Obviously you guys don't normalize it. But people like they walk around with that fluoride look in their eye. They just walk around like wide-eyed in a total haze of neoliberal and neoconservative propaganda, totally spiritually demoralized, totally psychologically assaulted from all angles by the things that they choose to consume. And, you can see it. You guys see it and the people around you every day, right? Like if you have options like those white South Africans, it's like, okay, well, I can either walk around in the matrix of the United States or I can like go somewhere where my kids can go outside without getting shot. It's like, damn, easy choice. And increasingly more and more, the United States doesn't even have a good assortment of bread and circuses. That was what became clear in the COVID-19 too. It's like Americans are so addicted to the circuses that like, they have to be never ending and always getting more and more grandiose. Otherwise, the entire project just falls apart. Everyone just starts going crazy. Like, no more bread, only circuses is like one of the models of the discourse. All right. Yeah, fluoride look. You can either have clean teeth or a third eye open. No, I shouldn't say that because I'm always flirting with bans on here. But I guess, man, where should we go from there? You want to talk about the two, I guess they're calling them, or they're looking into terror attacks. I feel like it's the most appropriate topic to pivot over to. The two attacks that happened in the United States. And I use attack, I guess lightly, if only because stuff like this happens in the United States all the time. And so it is really easy for it to become immediately selectively problematized. Regardless of whether or not it's a terror attack, it certainly is blowback for what the United States is doing at home and abroad. It's just not the kind of blowback that Americans are used to being able to identify, because ultimately they're taught to not think of like the cause and effect of what goes on in the Middle East, or even like what their culture is actually like and incentivizes. But the FBI, like when they talk about it, they definitely understand that this is a consequence of what the United States does at home and abroad, even if it's like only indirectly a consequence and not even something like, oh, ISIS inspired directly, because, the people in the security state, I think oftentimes have way clearer vision about what America does abroad and the impacts it has. They just agree with it. They think it's an acceptable risk. So from my perspective, like I think probably the security state is aware that, and this might not be the popular opinion, the blowback is only going to get worse, right? Like maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not even in 5 or 10 years, but the circumstances for like a, extremely catastrophic event have already been set in motion by American foreign policy. And a lot of people who have set it in motion understand that. They just think the risks are acceptable because they're mostly to you, right? And they also think that by the time that blowback happens, people will be so like, again, Americans are taught to have very short-term memory when it comes to cause and effect. They're taught to like turn their brain off when it comes to like deciding what event led to another event. And so if something is too far from something else, if something is only happening because of like the diffused incentives within our culture or in our society, Americans have a really hard time accepting that as a reason it occurred and a reason it will still occur. They'll always be looking for the most proximate reason, like the closest, most vocalized, most sometimes superficial reason why it's happening, because they don't want to grapple, or they can't grapple. They don't know how to grapple with an underlying culture that glorifies violence, because ultimately a lot of the things that cause the mass shootings in America, a lot of Americans agree with them if only they agree with like what they provide for them. I think it's very common within Western media to essentially say things like, I love all the causes of the problems, but I don't like the consequences of them. Like I love sowing, but I don't love reaping. I love all of the plunder from the global South. I love all of the destabilization. I don't like when me and my kids have to feel afraid that violence is coming home in the form of terrorists, or even just like that mass shootings are going to become more likely because people are, they're becoming a nerd to violence. They're thinking that violence is a acceptable way to voice your political opinion. At the same time, they're seeing less options for themselves moving forward for legitimate work, for legitimately finding success. They're feeling more materially deprived, more socially alienated. And that's all happening at the behest of our government and the companies that run our government, who have lobbied for total access to your children's brains, to your brains too, right? Because adults are doing this all the time too. And sometimes the focus on children and what they're being exposed to is just because like we've created that legally distinct characteristic, and not because we've left adults with any significant or any more significant defenses to this sort of thing. It's just like, we have to have a cutoff point at some point. Well, I guess some people don't feel that way. Catalyst 187499. Sorry, I'm totally just reading that all in terms of whatever is bold. Catalyst 187. Thank you for the 499 super chat. Facts, just like after Trump won the first time, the NYC folks have the 1,000-yard stare, especially during morning, afternoon rush hour. Yeah, you got to have that sort of selective blindness in order to live in a society. It's just, you got to be aware of what you're not aware of sometimes. So let's just jump into what happened yesterday. I don't want to linger too much on this because I think even in that first little opening statement, I've said basically everything that I think is meaningful to say about this. But we'll see. Let's see. What should we start with? Yeah, let's just start with this FBI, because I know with Kash Patel at the helm of the FBI.
Good evening. We begin tonight with.
With Kash Patel at the helm of the FBI, everyone's going to feel really, really safe at home. I guess the only thing we haven't talked about is whether or not I think this is a false flag, but we'll leave maybe that for after watching one or two of these clips from what the FBI is going to do.
And good evening. We begin tonight with a terrifying day for America. 2 horrific attacks, 700 miles apart, both being investigated as a possible terror attack. They come as the war with Iran rages on amid fears of retaliation here in the U.S. Right now, there is currently no known connection between a deadly shooting at a Virginia University and an attack on a Michigan synagogue. But they have sent a chill across the country tonight. This was the scene outside of Detroit today, one of the biggest synagogues in the country. Fire pouring out of it after a man rammed his car into its doors, then security started shooting. The synagogue had trained for an attack, and security took down the assailant, who died before any lives were lost. And at Old Dominion University in Virginia, a man firing on military officers in training, killing one of them and injuring 2 others. He had previously been arrested for supporting the terror group ISIS, both being investigated now as possible acts of terrorism. The president last night saying they were aware of Iranian sleeper cells inside the U.S. These incidents, experts say, more likely to be lone wolves than directed by Iran. We'll get into that in a moment, but we begin on the ground in Michigan. Ty Steele from our affiliate WDIV is outside that synagogue.
A terrifying scene at a Michigan synagogue today that's now being investigated as possible terrorism, according to the FBI. Police, bomb squads, and the FBI all racing to Temple Israel in West Bloomfield after reports of an active shooter and fire that was spreading across the sprawling complex. Authorities telling NBC News a man with a rifle drove a vehicle into the building with preschool in session. The suspect then managed to drive down a hall, but security guards working for the synagogue opened fire with the semi-automatic weapons. The suspect died.
It's hard to say how fast. I mean, he was traveling with purpose and down the hall.
Smoke seen billowing from the building is believed to be from a fire connected to the suspect's vehicle, which may have had explosives inside.
You couldn't even see the hall was completely clear. We had to send people in with gas masks to clear that area.
The sheriff says one of the security guards was taken to the hospital after being hit by the vehicle, but is expected to be okay. No Temple staff or children from the daycare or preschool were injured. They were all evacuated and hours later reunited with their families. The president spoke about today's incident.
It's a terrible thing. We're going to be right down to the bottom of it.
Law enforcement says it is ramping up security at all Jewish facilities in the area. Many were already on heightened alert after recent attacks against the Jewish community. From arson at a Mississippi synagogue to a car repeatedly ramming into a Chabad center in New York, largest Jewish congregations in the entire United States.
I mean, what you also have to understand is that, like, this sort of thing is just on the rise, broadly speaking. Not just attacks on, synagogues, but attacks on, mosques are on the rise. Hate crimes are on the rise, targeting Jewish people specifically, for sure, right? Not from the left, of course, but from conservatives, generally speaking. But it's on the rise. But in some ways, that is just a veneer that is covering the larger reality that the U.S. is becoming a more violent, antisocial, destructive place as a result of its policies at home and abroad, right? There's more guns than ever. There are more disaffected people than ever. There are more causes for people to be disillusioned by or, be radicalized for. There's more alienation than ever before. And like these sorts of things are going to, whether they're lone wolf shooters inspired by ISIS or inspired by whatever strain of inceldom or inspired by some sort of like militia ideology, they're going to keep happening because we're not doing anything actively to stop them from happening. Because terrorism, even if we say this is terrorism, every type of mass shooting is a form of terrorism. Terrorism is just a political term that we use to describe kinds of violence that we want to abstract and extricate from a normal framework for understanding violence in our society, understanding crime in our society, and also to justify the stripping away of rights of those people, the stripping away of the, normal rights afforded to criminals of those people, whether they are people abroad who we bring to our like Guantanamo or other style black sites usually now in Gulf states where we have our allies. But yeah, like whether we're doing that or just to use that specter to erode the rights of everybody, terrorism is not a principled way of understanding like crime from the standpoint of like crime prevention, right? Because terrorism is not like a crime or type of crime with distinct causes from other types of crime, right? The causes of terrorism, the things that cause terrorism to rise are the creation or is the creation of the material conditions and the social conditions that lead for people to be drawn to radicalized ideology that make terrorism or other crimes make sense. And we know that is the case. Like that's not confusing to people who want to stop terrorism, that terrorism would happen less if we created fewer conditions for it. It's just that to do that would cost us money. It would be to give up, the American hegemonic project in the Middle East. And so, this sort of terrorism is not distinct from any other type of crime. At the highest levels, it might be, but we know what the causes of this crime are, what the causes of like shoplifting, what the causes of all those types of crimes are. The solutions just don't fit within the neoliberal and neoconservative frameworks of the politicians that run our society. Right? How do you stop people from wanting to do terrorist attacks or mass shootings broadly? You have them better integrated into the economic system, into like the social system. You don't teach them to hate their neighbors as much. You don't teach them to dehumanize people who they think they have political disagreements with. You don't teach them that violence is an acceptable way for solving political disagreements. But we do all of those things. We materially deprive people. We create a zero-sum game of society, and then we expect that just by nature of having a very punitive state, that we have a very punitive criminal justice process, and because every so often our politicians will do that thing where like they say, nah, violence is bad, I don't believe in political violence, and then they'll assassinate the leader of another country. Like they just expect that those superficial the hand waves towards preventing violence are enough to inoculate our system from criticisms that it incentivizes violence. Our system incentivizes violence, it incentivizes crime, it incentivizes addiction, not oftentimes at the most superficial level, but if you look at all of the things that people are subjected to, it absolutely does that. And yeah, they might find a specific ideology that further radicalizes them or further incentivizes violence. But at the core, it's from being like oftentimes subjected to decades, sometimes their entire life of American propaganda that says like, it's okay, you should do this, and then provides them all the tools and reasons and ways to do it. And so, I mean, it's just, what makes these stories difficult is because people will get mired down in some of the like specifics, right? For good reason. It's like a hate crime, right? Hate crimes are definitely a type of crime that are on the rise, but at the same time, they're not caused by distinct things really at their core, at their most important level, than, let's say other types of crime. It's just a different sort of like veneer that needs to be put over the solution, right? The same way that for people to not want to do mass shootings, they need to be better socially integrated to like their communities. Those communities have to include Black people for them not to want to do hate crimes, right? And so the solutions are just things that people don't agree to, and instead they think that it's enough. Like, well, yeah, like if after doing a genocide, Kamala Harris or Joe Biden or whoever says I don't agree with political violence, that no one can accuse them of agreeing with political violence because they said that they didn't, and that that no one uses their brain and can see past lies and can be subjected or incentivized by their environment, because we're all like hyper rational, hyper competent Westerners who, like, as long as you get told what not to do, you can't be, you're not reasonable for accusing them of creating the conditions to incentivize it.
With more than 3,000 families. A rabbi there says they have had a plan in place in case any incidents like this one. And the sheriff says since the war with Iran began, they've been coordinating with law enforcement at all levels.
We've been talking for 2 weeks about the potential, sadly, of this happening, so there was no lack of preparation.
Tonight, the community is shaken.
This is senseless. It's senseless. We have to be better than this. This is not okay. So that's all I want. Everyone to be okay.
And with that, Ty Steele joins us now live from outside that synagogue. Ty, you spoke with residents in the area who took in people from the synagogue this afternoon. What did they tell you?
I kind of want to hear more about the FBI investigation. So you'll excuse me for jumping.
I think the message is clear that we all stand united, stand together, whether it's federal, state, county, or local.
protect our Jewish community. If you're coming for them, we're going to be running interference is the bottom line. Here are the headlines if you missed it. The sheriff announcing that this happened at about 12:15 or so, 12:19 local time, when police got a call for an active shooter and somebody inside was driving a vehicle or had rammed the vehicle into the building itself. No students, none of the kids, and none of the staff were injured. The suspect was immediately identified in terms of targeted or taken out, I should say, by security teams there at the synagogue. And he was eliminated. One security officer, the head of security at the temple, was injured as he was hit by the vehicle itself. They also made the point that they have for years as well. Tom, talk about the people who were impacted by this, and specifically that fire that started here. Do we yet know how that happened?
Yeah, the fire appears to have been started by some sort of incendiary device that was contained within that car. We should have some more information on that shortly. The details here, and Jennifer Runyon, this is her second incident involving as head of the FBI in Detroit, involving a religious institution. Look, it's very clear the Jewish community here was targeted. That's what she's saying. That's why this is a federal crime. That's why the FBI is involved. And now a big question will be, why did this person target the Jewish community? There are definitely some inquiries along the lines of terrorism. It's obvious that there could be charges tied to the fact, if this person was still alive, there could be charges tied to the fact that this was a religious institution that came under attack. And as we mentioned throughout the broadcast.
Well, I mean, he isn't still alive. And that's another reason why, like, our punitive society is no longer enough to disincentivize stuff like this, because people don't see the actual consequences because they don't view themselves as having a legitimate future. Because in a lot of ways, the state has ripped that away from people. People are just no longer tethered to this idea that what society should be providing are guaranteed tangible qualities to their future that allow them to say, like, well, you know what, things might get bad in the future, but they'll never get so bad that I'll, just die from how bad they are in terms of not being able to find a job. So the robbing of these tangible qualities from people's future also makes the kind of the promise of jail or the promise of dying just be less effective when it comes to keeping people from doing stuff like this. Obviously, the government wants that to be the case because that means there are more people who are desperate. There are more people who can be, put into the meat grinder for the army. There are more people who can be convinced to take jobs that don't quite pay enough and won't speak out about it. There'll be fewer people who will speak out about the political projects that the ruling class are engaging in to immiserate them because they're so afraid of not being able to afford to eat. But this is like an externality of that more people will just think like, well, I don't have anything to lose. Fewer people have stuff to actually lose. Fewer people have family or friends that they care about because they've been taught to hate them even more because they, be trying to prop up this neoliberal project, and hating your neighbor makes you better monetizable. I guess one other question people will have that I almost forgot to address is like whether or not this is a false flag. So, I mean, ultimately, you know me, I'm open to the belief that, I'm open to the belief that false flags happen. They do, but I am open to the belief that the United States would do something like that. But I don't necessarily think that people should traffic in that, because in a lot of ways, that kind of conspiracy is oftentimes another way to cope with the reality that American society incentivizes this, right? Because the real, false flag ultimately exist in the same kind of framework that the austerity cycle exists within, which is that the deep state, the malefactors within our political system create the conditions all around the world that make violence more inevitable to happen, diffusing that within our system, obscuring their role in it, making you worse at being able to determine cause and effect, right? So that when the inevitable violence blows back, both in ways like this or when in more targeted attacks like 9/11 or like the bombings in London, like then they can use that legitimate blowback with the same efficacy of a false flag. They've created the conditions for it to happen, but they've made it so hard to pinpoint that they're the cause in one way or another that it might as well be a false flag because they're responsible for it, at least in the most like legit, in the most or in an underlying way, and they're obscuring that, and then they're going to use that the same way you would use a false flag to justify the erosion of our civil rights, the endless expansion of the military-industrial complex, and things like that. So, again, I'm open to things being false flags, but I think a lot of times that's a cope position, that people take when it comes to not wanting to grapple with what's going on in America and how these things are being, incentivized to become more common. Was there a second point? Did I say it was a second point? I might have said it was a second point, but I've forgotten it.
That's certainly an incredible rise in anti-Semitism in this country, but this might have a deeper meaning. The FBI is pouring through several individuals' background. They've identified who owns the car. The big question, Tom, is who is that?
All right, let's turn over to the ODU shooting. I'm not getting any real, obviously I was going to say any real insight. I was going to say I'm not getting really any real insight from these clips about what the FBI is doing, but that might just be because, they're not doing anything. Oh, yeah, we're going to get to the plane crash, too.
The gunman who killed one person and injured two others at Old Dominion University have previously been convicted of providing material support to ISIS. So here is the scene on campus after the attack. The gunman was killed in the shooting. The FBI director says it will be investigated as an act of terrorism. The identities of the victims have not been released. It comes as authorities are also investigating an ISIS-inspired attempted attack earlier in the week at Gracie Mansion in New York. NBC's Ryan Riley is following this story for us in this investigation. What have you learned so far?
Yeah, so as our colleague Tom Winter actually first reported, the FBI has now confirmed the identity of this individual gunman as Mohammed Jola. What we know about this individual is they actually convicted in a completely separate case 10 years ago, right? So back in 2016, they're arrested in connection with this FBI bust of involving support for ISIS. And in that case, what the authorities alleged is that this individual bought a gun and was part of a plot to kill members of the military. So while we
did the FBI set that plot up though? Because you got to understand the FBI does set up plots like that. So when I hear that he was set up in an ISIS, that he was arrested for being an ISIS supporter previously, in one of those FBI busts, my first thought is did the FBI radicalize this guy for as part of a bust to pad those numbers of terrorist busts that they've been doing for a while, only to lose track of them and turns out that guy we radicalized is still radicalized.
We do not, the authorities have not yet spoken as to the official motive. We know that he was associated with ISIS in the past and admitted to that in conjunction with that case, and that was allegedly part of a plot to kill members of the military. He ultimately got 11 years in prison, and he was released in 2024. And if viewers are trying to do the math on that, the reason for that is because you have to do at least 85% of your time behind bars under federal law. So
yeah, I've heard why by Jadakiss.
To 11 years, if you get credit for time served and you are arrested in 2016, that you would get out around the end of 2024. But he was still on computer monitoring as well as on probation for 5 years. And so that, I think, is going to be the real question here is how close was that monitoring? Was he in a halfway house at this point? We're not entirely clear on that. So there's still a lot of questions. And of course, how did he get the gun? That's the big question. If you have a conviction in your past, you can't just go to the local gun store and pick up a weapon. So
yeah, but it's America. There are guns everywhere. Come on. That's a crazy question. That's like saying this person is under 18 in California. Where'd they get this weed from? Anywhere. So you have guns lying everywhere in America. It could be from anywhere.
The question of how he obtained that weapon, I think, is going to be one that law enforcement are going to be looking at closely.
And again, he was killed.
He was killed on the scene, yes.
Ryan Riley, thank you very much for that.
We thank you for watching.
All right. Brian Talmy, thank you for the $5 Canadian. Everyone keeps talking about 9/11. What happened on the 9th of November to make everyone so upset? Well, usually by the 9th of November, I remember that I forgot the 5th of November. And so I'm watching V for Vendetta a few days late, almost a week late. Yeah. How could someone under 21 drink? That's illegal. How could this 20-year-old find alcohol? It's illegal. Man. All right. Did I forget to say anything about that? Do you guys feel like I forgot to say something when we were watching those clips? I feel like I just have like a sense that I've forgotten something. He got it from his FBI handler, obviously. Duh. Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot? I actually forgot. I'm still thinking about the former jihadi guy yesterday. Yeah, I mean, this shit stinks from high heaven. Like, the only question when they tell you about a new cartel or a new terrorist group is like, did the United States or Israel start it, or did we just create the conditions for it to start? Those are the only, or is it a third thing? Like, 'cause those are the main questions. Like, did we start it or did we create the conditions for it to start? Like, did we literally start it? Like, did the DEA or did the CIA literally start this one? Or did we just like create the conditions for it to start and it happened, like, that you could predict, obviously? All right. I don't think I said anything. Apparently, Alex Jones went on Tim Pool. Yeah, that's in the headline. All of Candace's haters are like forming like shill Voltron to try to fight her. And Alex Jones is like, I'll form the head. And Tim Pool's like, only if I can form the beanie. Yeah, I guess why don't we start with the kind of breaking news that I don't know how breaking it is, actually. I think it just happened, though. That 4 crew members were killed 4 U.S. service members were killed in Iraq earlier today as the result of, well, I guess several things are happening. I wonder what the official position is. Let's listen to maybe what the official position is before we go to what other people are saying. So this is from Pete Hegseth. This just came out 11 minutes ago. So this is just breaking.
This is an ABC News special report.
Good morning. I'm Rachel Scott here in New York. We are interrupting your regular scheduled programming because Pentagon officials have just held a briefing as the war with Iran intensifies. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and General Dan Kane speaking to reporters from the Pentagon. Secretary Hegseth saying today will be the highest volume of strikes that America has put over the skies of Iran.
Iran has no air defenses. Iran has no air force. Iran has no navy. Their missiles, their missile launchers and drones being destroyed or shot out of the sky. Their missile volume is down 90%.
I gotta be honest with you. No one is buying this. It does not even sound believable. It doesn't sound believable when you have to have this press conference every day to say the same thing because people keep seeing videos that seem to indicate the opposite. So even if what you're saying is true, certainly you're not winning the information war, and doing this kind of pep talk every day, especially when it comes packaged with, I don't know, they kind of maybe took out one of our planes. It just doesn't engender confidence. Like, I think that they love being in front of cameras. This Pete Hegseth guy, I wonder how much his petroleum jelly he's putting in his hair is going to start running him in a few weeks. He had the money to pay for taxpayer money, but generally speaking, like, he loves being in front of a camera. But this does not make people confident when you keep saying every day their stuff has been degraded 90%, but people keep seeing the bombs.
Their one-way attack drones yesterday, down 95%. And as the world is seeing, they are exercising sheer desperation in the Straits
they're the desperate
of
ones.
Hormuz. Even more importantly, they also don't have the ability to build more. That's the most important component I'd like to emphasize today. Soon and very soon, all of Iran's defense companies will be destroyed.
General Kane also mentioning the 4 American service members who were killed in a plane crash over Iraq.
The incident occurred over friendly territory in western Iraq while the crew was on a combat mission, and again was not the result, as CENTCOM has said, was not the result of hostile or friendly fire. We're still treating this as an active rescue and recovery operation. As CENTCOM announced this morning, 4 airmen have been recovered, and the Air Force and U.S. Central Command will provide updates as information becomes available. Please keep these brave airmen, their families, friends, and units in your thoughts in the coming hours and days.
General Kane sending his condolences to those families. He insists that this remains a complex, dangerous, and difficult operation. I want to bring in our chief foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell in Tel Aviv, who has been listening to all of this. Ian, all eyes on the Strait of Hormuz. We know about 20% of global oil passes through.
Okay, we're not going to jump to the Strait of Hormuz stuff yet. Look, let's find out what people are saying happened to this particular refueling plane, which is what I believe it was, a refueling plane. Let's see. Okay, here we go. A Iraqi armed group claims responsibility for downed U.S. aircraft. This is from Al Jazeera. 10 hours ago.
Right, well, we are covering developments from Washington, D.C., Doha, Amman, Beirut, Tehran, and even Baghdad in Iraq. And that's also where the U.S. Central Command says one of its refueling aircrafts has gone down. And that's where Mahmoud Abdul Wahid is standing by for us now. Mahmoud, a lot of incidences we're seeing there in Iraq today. Let's start with the aircraft, though.
Well, what is so-called the Islamic resistance that is affiliated to Iran has just released a statement claiming responsibility for shutting down the U.S. CK-135 aircraft. We understand that Iraq has turned it into a secondary battlefield since the beginning of the military campaign by U.S. and Israel on Iran. You know that Iran-aligned armed groups here have been targeting U.S. facilities, military bases, the consulate in Erbil, the Victory base, which is next to Baghdad International Airport here in the capital, Baghdad. And in fact, you have more parties involved in this conflict here in Iraq more than in Iran. For example, today we have had several incidents in several locations, several provinces. In the north, a drone was shot down. It was heading towards the U.S. military base, which is next to Erbil International Airport in the Kurdish region. In central Iraq, or in the north of Baghdad, in Salahuddin province, a headquarter belonging to the Popular Mobilization Unit was also targeted. And in Mahmour, which is in Nineveh province, a French military base was targeted. And what is so-called the Islamic resistance has been carrying out attacks against foreign, especially coalition troops and U.S. troops facilities in Iraq. Here in the capital, Baghdad, the Victory base, which is home to U.S. and coalition troops, which is next to Baghdad International Airport, it witnessed an aerial confrontation between drones that were directed towards the base to hit the base, and the protection battalion, the U.S. protection battalion guarding the Victory base.
Right, and John Holman in Washington is joining us now, because, John, what has CENTCOM said exactly on this?
Yeah, the US Central Command, which is in charge of the US's campaign against Iran, they said basically that they're aware of the loss of this refueling aircraft. They said that it wasn't as a result of fire, either friendly fire or hostile fire, and that it was an incident involving two aircraft, one of which managed to land safely, and this one, this refueling aircraft, the KC-135, that didn't and crashed. What
do you guys think? What do you guys think is more likely, that the United States government is lying about it, or that Iraqi fighters are lying about it? I gotta be honest with you. I'm 50-50. No, of course. To me, it sounds like, and you have to take it. You have to take it with a grain of salt, because obviously Al Jazeera is not unbiased in their coverage of American news, especially when it comes to like Gulf state conflicts. But, you know, I think it's interesting that the U.S. media has, you know, at least that the U.S. media is reporting it primarily as like, oh, it's just like an accident. And I have to, they're getting it from CENTCOM, because U.S. media is just like a mouthpiece for the military-industrial complex. But, you know, this, I think, is part of the obfuscation, the active obfuscation campaign that's going on from the Trump administration about the cost of this war to American lives in the Middle East so far. But I mean, they obviously can't stop all the information coming out.
Good take from that is that this might have been something that happened during refueling, but that's not confirmed.
Yeah, it's not. It's our soldiers are so good that the enemy can't take us down. The only thing that can take us down is our own incompetence.
And that is not what Central Command has said. We have got something from Reuters news agency. They're citing
Neither
a
answer
US
engenders
official,
confidence.
and they're saying that the aircraft, according to this official, was carrying 6 soldiers. I've put that question to the US Central Command, and I haven't got an answer back yet as to whether that information is reliable or not. What we do know from Central Command again is that there's a rescue operation underway at the moment to recover that aircraft, to recover the people that were involved.
Remember when those like planes, those like F-15s all fell out of the sky in Kuwait? Like the 3 of them, those like what, $15 million planes all fell out this, no, 15 million. No way it cost that little. You know what I mean? Those planes just fell out the sky. And that was also like friendly fire or something. I mean, how many, I like I said, this is just the part of like the conspiracy that you can't tell what is malicious and what is incompetence. That there's actual a legitimate question is just part of disguising the maliciousness, right? So they create these circumstances. The fog of war is created so that like the question of like what's happening, why it's happening, who's doing it is purposely murky unless you have inside information. So that like things like this can always be attributed to incompetence. That's just like the final refuge of the ruling class because they know they're entrenched, so they can demand forgiveness when you would be expected to like abdicate whatever responsibility you had if you fucked up as much as they did. They're so entrenched that they can demand forgiveness, endless forgiveness, and endless like amnesia about the fact that they ever did anything. So like the incompetence narrative is still part of that machine to get you to like doubt the overall story that is being presented, which is that America's not doing as well as it claims to be in this particular conflict.
In the crash.
All right, we'll have to wait and see if they do respond to you, John Holman. But let's go back now to Mahmoud Abdul Wahid in Iraq, because there's been, as you mentioned just briefly earlier, fierce clashes that are being reported near Baghdad International Airport. What's happening there?
Well, the protection battalion, the U.S. protection battalion tasked with protecting the victory base, which is, as I mentioned, it's home to U.S. and coalition troops, as well as counter-terrorism apparatus. They managed to shoot down one drone. But this has been happening on a daily basis. Every single night, the airport in Baghdad and the victory base have been hit with several attacks involving drones, but there is no word about whether or not there are casualties. Every night we witness similar incidents over the victory base, but usually the U.S. and the Iraqi troops inside the base, they do not reveal any word about whether or not there are casualties. But as I just mentioned, that here since the beginning of the conflict in Iran, Iran-aligned armed groups have been acting, if you like, on behalf of Iran. They have been carrying out dozens and dozens of attacks with drones or with missiles targeting U.S. military bases, facilities, even the consulate in Erbil, which is the largest U.S. consulate in the world. Also, they have been targeting, they have been under counterattacks because U.S. and Israeli fighter jets have been targeting their locations in many provinces across Iraq, like today in Salah ad-Din province, and also earlier on Thursday morning, the one headquarters belonging to the Popular Mobilization Units on Al-Qa'im crossing terminal between Iraq and Syria was hit by an airstrike, killing and wounding dozens of Popular Mobilization Units military individuals.
All right, thank you very much. That's the update. A lot of moving parts there in Iraq. Now let's go to Tehran and speak to our correspondent there, Mohammed Val. Mohammed, yet another day of heavy bombardment as we enter day 14 of this war, bombardment on Iran. What is Iran saying in terms of statements, whether it's political?
Don't worry, folks. I was sorry for just like tuning out there for a second. I was submitting the appeal and at least having it on record that I call myself a news commentary channel. And because that's what we were doing. At least trying to do. Thank you for the 300 bit over on Twitch. But you know what? Like, they're not going to censor me. I'll go wherever I'm allowed. Like, they're going to have to kill my ass.
Politically or militarily?
Well, let me start with the latest here that there have been several cases of bombardment on Tehran, center of Tehran, and also south of Tehran, the city of Arak to the center, Kashan, also south of Tehran, Al-Ahwaz. So really a wide range of targets have been visited with bombs tonight. As to the statements from here, we have also statements and action or retaliations. We have the 44th wave of the so-called True Promise number 4. And as to the targets, they talked about areas of West Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, Eilat, occupied Palestinian territories were hit by Iranian missiles.
Yeah. No offense, the Iron Dome has not been holding up well. Sorry, again, I get a little rattled. That's another reason I don't like the stream to come down. I get a little rattled, but with my glasses, I'm really firing on all cylinders. So the Iron Dome has really not been holding up the way I think people would have hoped it would hold up, especially given the joint assault last night or the day before at this point, from Hezbollah in Lebanon and then Iran at the same time. It's clear that the defenses in the Gulf, despite everything that the United States is doing to reshore them up, including taking things from South Korea, have been severely degraded from the first wave of attacks from Iran. What that means for Iran's long-term success is, I guess, positive. We don't know exactly what it means, but it does seem to bode well. Like, the war is not going the way people were expecting in terms of Iran's ability to fight back and actually land some of these significant shots.
The American bases in Manama and Erbil were targeted by the most intense missiles and drones of the IRGC. IRGC has also in this statement asked or ordered American troops to leave the region if they don't want to die and to be buried under the rubble by the missiles from the IRGC. Right as I'm speaking now, also there is sounds of explosions here in Tehran just at this particular moment. So it's a very hot, exchange of bombardment by missiles and drones between the two sides. Also, in the statements, there is also that confirmation, either by the new Supreme Leader, or by the IRGC, that the Strait of Hormuz will remain closed, except for ships that coordinate with the Iranians. So basically, that's an explanation of what's going on in the Strait of Hormuz. I'm also
absolutely cucked. Yeah, let's turn right to that, because we were talking about that yesterday when it comes to like the Iranian, I guess, blockade or mining or whatever they're doing to control the Strait of Hormuz. They've attacked more ships, I believe, 3 more ships since we last talked about the previous 3 ships attacked. But now we know, I think, for officially that, well, ships are still moving. We already know that. But how much more Iran is able to ship through the strait now that they're the only ones allowed to use it. So Iranian oil exports are up 30% month over month amid U.S.-Israeli war.
We turn now to our Matt Gutman, who joins us from Tel Aviv. Matt, tell us what you know.
Major, I think what we're seeing develop in the Middle East right now is Iran resilient, Iran able to start to take the offensive here. And that's what we're seeing in the Strait of Hormuz. They have attacked, I don't know, my count, 5-6 ships over the past 24 hours or so, essentially paralyzing the Strait of Hormuz. And they've done it at very low cost. They're using missiles that are not very expensive. They're fired from up to 100 miles inland, so you can't see them. They are not easy to detect. And that is proving to be the major part of the theater of this war. What we're seeing, analysts tell us, is Iran dictating the pace of the war.
Absolutely. America has lost control of this war. And the longer it goes on, the more control America will cede to other powers. Iran right now dictates the end of this war. No matter how much, no matter how much like say Joe Biden, Donald Trump, and Pete Hegseth get on the news and talk about like 90%, 83% degradation of their technology, Iran decides when this war ends. And until then, life is going to be a lot harder for people within the West, even if it's not for rich people. And also in the East, because Asia is going to suffer too, which is going to create more pressure on the United States of America to possibly end their campaign. But the longer it goes on, the more people will have a say in whether this ends. Israel has a say in whether this ends. Russia has a say in whether this ends. China has a say in whether this ends. Like, a lot of groups are going to be able to capture power from the United States, which will ultimately end in, or translate into capturing hegemonic power from the United States of America by revealing them to not be as powerful as their multi-trillion-dollar budget makes them appear to be. Like, what do you think China is thinking when they're seeing this? Just like when they saw the Houthis defeat the United States in the Red Sea. Like, Americans are living in denial because all of their money goes towards like the military industrial complex without them realizing that most of that stuff is going to be turned on them, and its efficacy is primarily being turned on them, and then obviously the various groups being oppressed in the Middle East by their governments. The efficacy is not going to be like suitable for taking on China in some kind of head-on military conflict. Could you imagine if we tried to take on China? What you've seen so far with all of these planes crashing out of the sky from friendly fire or from malfunctions, do you think we could take China? Let's say China did invade Taiwan. What the hell is America going to do about it? Cry? They're going to cry about it? Because ultimately, with what we're seeing, it's disabusing people of this notion of military supremacy. Some people might have already known. Honestly, I've always suspected, but this is going to confirm for a lot of people that America is like a paper tiger that says it spends $2.5 trillion on military industrial complex technology, but what it really spends $2.5 trillion on is CEO salaries and, scraping all of the information off of its citizen social media accounts and ring cameras and putting them in a big bucket for the CIA and for the FBI. Everything else is bomb. We can blow some shit up for sure.
The theater and location of the war and the war's duration at this point. And there is something that I just learned a few minutes before we came on air, and I want to share it with you. I've been asking maritime tracking companies all day about what ships are getting through, how much of them or what's in those ships. Well, we do know that there are 500 tankers waiting on either side of the Strait of Hormuz, that choke point through which about 50% or 20%, of the world's oil flows. It's a channel, very, very narrow, 20 miles. There's a 2-mile lane in one way, a 2-mile lane in the other, a buffer in between. And Iran has bombed a ship right in the middle of that. But there are some ships getting through. And those ships are Iranian oil tankers. And we learned that just at least for the first 9 days of the month of March, until March 9th, Iran has actually increased its exports of oil to about 1 million barrels a day through the Straits, or an increase of about 30%. So they're actually able to sell more oil in the beginning of this war than they were in the month of February, a statistic that I found just astounding, Major.
And that is revenue, and revenue sustains a regime.
Yeah, your country's terrible. Dumbass
That's
hell,
exactly
bro.
right. And we talked about regime change for the past 2 weeks. It is something that President Trump has called on the Iranian people to do, to rise up against the regime. Just tonight, Prime Minister Netanyahu of Israel talked about regime change. He has encouraged Iran to rise up. He's also threatened the new Ayatollah, saying, I would not take insurance policy on him. But increasingly, analysts and officials in this region are saying this regime is not going anywhere. They are entrenched. They are starting to recover, and they're starting to show the strategy that they have been working on for years. And it's not just about attacking the Gulf states. It's not just about paralyzing the Persian Gulf. And it's not just about using the Ring of Fire. It's proxies. It's all of that together to pressure the U.S. and Israel and any of its adversaries into submission. We don't know if the submission is going to happen, but certainly the squeeze is being put on the U.S. and Israel and the Gulf states in particular Their oil depots, their fuel depots, their refineries are being hit, their ports are being targeted, their financial centers are being targeted. And honestly, the biggest question in this war is at what point do they put so much pressure on the U.S. administration, on the White House, that President Trump needs to find an off-ramp, because it's unclear how long the economies of this region can sustain this kind of total economic paralysis in the region. Most of the airports aren't working, financial districts aren't working, and as we know, there is zero oil passing through the Strait of Hormuz, but also 30% of the world's fertilizer goes through there, a significant proportion of the liquefied natural gas. All of that is absolutely frozen at this point, Major.
Big spike in oil prices globally today for all the reasons that Matt Gutman just summarized. Always appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much.
Those poor gas prices. Although, I will say, I think it's not only, it's not only, I was joking before and said only Chinese ships. I believe that they've started to allow for Indian commerce to pass by as well. Oh, here we go. It's a video from what? It's Al Jazeera. That's from France 24. Iran to allow India flag tankers to pass through Strait of Hormuz. This is from 16 hours ago.
As we've been hearing, the Strait of Hormuz has become a danger zone for world shipping since the war began on February the 28th. But there are ships from some countries still getting through. Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister Majdi Ravanchi confirmed some countries have spoken directly with Iran. Their vessels have been granted passage. Monty Francis with this.
The images of burning oil tankers have struck fear in maritime crews from across the globe hoping to cross the Strait of Hormuz. With Iran's new supreme leader vowing to continue to throttle traffic in the strait, some ships have taken to declaring a link to Beijing, Iran's most important economic partner. In the past week, at least 30 vessels have abruptly claimed to have a Chinese owner or to be carrying a Chinese crew. Earlier in the week, a Panama flagship made it through the strait 2 days after changing its destination to China owner on its transponder. Beijing has not reacted to the maneuver, but has called for an end to the hostilities.
Wow. Oh, OP maneuver. Oh, wow. It's dangerous to be affiliated with the United States. It's dangerous. It's dangerous, bro.
The Strait of Hormuz is a crucial international trade route. Maintaining security and stability in the region serves the common interests of the international community. China urges all parties involved to immediately cease military operations.
All boats are Chinese.
On Thursday, the oil tanker Shenlong, carrying Saudi crude, arrived at a port in Mumbai after crossing the Strait of Hormuz. It's the first vessel to reach India from the Middle East since the war began.
Hell yeah.
On Thursday, Reuters reported that India had reached a deal with Tehran for its ships to pass through the strait. Iran denied such a deal existed, but India confirmed talks had taken place.
The External Affairs Minister and the Foreign Minister of Iran have had 3 conversations in the last few days. The last one discussed issues pertaining to safety of shipping.
But India has not been unscathed. The country's shipping ministry said that 3 Indian sailors had been killed and 4 others injured in maritime incidents involving foreign-flagged vessels since the Iran war began. India has given safe harbor to almost 200 Iranian sailors, allowing their ship to dock on India's southwestern coast shortly after the war broke out.
Monty Francis, with that, let's get more analysis. Giacomo Gianni joins us, professor at the Paris School of International Affairs. Giacomo, thanks for being with us. What is your take on this situation regarding some ships getting through the Strait of Hormuz, some countries doing deals or not? It seems to be a lot of smoke and mirrors at present.
Well, indeed, it's not clear what is happening exactly, and that means that it is difficult to draw any conclusions from the news. One needs to see whether it is just a few tankers that have been trapped in the Gulf that have been allowed to pass, or is this freedom of passage for all Indian tankers? Does it mean Indian flagged tankers? Does it mean tankers that have oil?
No, it means that they literally buzz you up on the tanker in the control room and they ask you your favorite Shah Rukh Khan movie, and if you don't name one, like, they fire on you. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's a beautiful system.
Heading to India on board, all of these are important questions to which we don't have an answer yet.
Of course, the thing is, if Indian ships are getting through, if Chinese ships are getting through, it sends a clear message about which side of the war, of the argument, that India and China are on.
Well, India and China are the major customers of oil from the Gulf. They account for roughly 50% of all the shipments of petroleum out of the Gulf. So clearly, they have a lot at stake and every interest to make sure that the Strait of Hormuz is reopened.
And of course, both China and India might argue that they had nothing to do with the starting of the war, and basically their economies are being, in a sense, undermined by the fact that this is going on. So they should have the right to access the oil that they need. Would that be their argument, do you think?
Well, their argument would be certainly in the case of China that they have supported the Iranian regime for a long time. They always claimed that they were not interested in regime change and have defended Iran against the pressure and the sanctions. They have not recognized the sanctions. So, I mean, Iran doesn't have many friends around, and China for sure is one. And India is a good customer. It has always been. So it's not seemingly in the best interest of Iran to pick up a quarrel with these two countries.
Indeed, and one wonders what those people under the bombs in Iran may be thinking when they hear about these kind of things going on. It's some of this expediency, as it seems, might seem very distasteful on so many levels.
Yes, there is a lot of uncertainty about the goals of Iran, just as much as the goals, the final objective of Donald Trump. Iran appeared to be aiming at creating havoc in international oil markets. So to push the price of oil, as they said, some said, up to
$200 a barrel, like chump change for the Trump administration. So much. Oh, we never watched this AI Lego propaganda video, but now that we're off YouTube, now we can watch it. We can watch it because I don't want to get like Lego DMC8 or something. Let's see it. I haven't watched this one yet.
Truth or Fake means over by the big board. Vedika Bahal is waiting. Vedika, good evening to you. The war in Iran on its 13th day. Since the conflict broke out, we've seen both Iran and the US embrace a new style of war propaganda, notably using memes, AI and trolling. Tell us about it.
Well, Mark, the war has entered its 13th day and the battle is no longer just on the battlefield, it is also online. Now, we have long seen Donald Trump's administration use this social media playbook of AI slop, memes and pop culture to attack its opponents. And certainly they are still continuing to do that throughout this conflict, which we will get onto a bit later. But what's really interesting here is that now Iran seems to be taking a leaf out of that playbook.
Sick. Oh man, this is gonna get to him too. Like now they're speaking his language, and that's how you really like upset him, dude.
Replicating or mimicking the quote-unquote American way of doing things, also using AI. Now, this is a video released by Iran's state news agency, an AI video depicting Donald Trump in a Lego format. Now, it is a video intended to troll him. It's titled "Narrative of Victory," and it includes accusing Trump of having started this conflict just to distract from the Epstein files. So let's have a little watch of it together. Now, we see Netanyahu and Trump looking over pictures of very frustrated, presses a big red button. We see a missile deployed, and then we see a reference to the girls' school that killed scores of little girls at school in Minab in Iran, implying that the US was responsible for that. Now, later in the video, we also see clips of Iran closing the Strait of Hormuz. We also see Netanyahu fleeing. But essentially, this is what Iran has released, essentially, as I've said, titled Narrative of Victory. Now, this isn't the only AI video that they have released. They've also followed up with a second one. This one shows Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's son, Mojtaba Khamenei, being named as a successor. And in this video, we actually see Trump start to sweat as the price of crude oil skyrockets.
Damn, this is like the only good use of AI. This is going crazy. This is going crazy hard. After we watch this, we're gonna have to go like find these and watch them directly. This is going crazy hard.
And we see what is essentially a US attempt of a regime change in Iran start to fail. But what we can absolutely see here through these Iran-released AI videos, it's not only just a response. Iran is trolling the United States by presenting their version of events in this
You mean the
war.
truth?
And I find what's incredibly
This is reality.
interesting here is that they are presenting to us the vulnerability of their own civilians, whilst also, in a way, showing the United States and Israel, Mark, as the aggressors in this conflict.
These AI videos, Vedika, from Iran are direct responses to the videos that Washington has been putting out.
Yes, you could say that. And as I said, the Trump administration has long followed this.
Yeah, we're in hell right now, but that was kind of sick, though. That was kind of sick. Yeah, let's see some of the Trump administration's memes, because like honestly, like the White House meme game is weak as hell. Like like I said, the White House meme game is all like little bro cringe Hitler stuff, like, or Unc still got it, divorced dad cringe Hitler stuff. And so it's just not it. It's not it at all. That, you know, that Lego thing was simple, but I think it went pretty hard. Let's see what the Trump administration has.
Social media attacking style, using memes, AI, and pop culture to criticize Donald Trump's opponents. Just this week alone, the official White House account has pumped out a series of war propaganda videos.
And it's also true, like, Americans are super spiritually weak because of all the things we've talked about in the past. So, like, they're subjected by nature of what their government incentivizes and allows for to endless psychological and spiritual degradation at the hands of corporations who find it easier to monetize them when they feel that way. And so, like, when they see stuff like this, when, like, Iran engages in the propaganda war, like, it does a lot of damage to Americans. It's why, like, they got so mad about the Russia ads on Facebook, because they know Americans have been left stupid and desperate by their own government and media. And so they have to keep a walled city around, like, them, they know, so that they don't get exposed to either the truth or some antagonistic to America propaganda, because they know they're going to believe it.
Through this lens of internet culture. Now, that we can start by having a look at this one. This is just one example showing unclassified missile detonation videos spliced in with SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, that's weak. I love SpongeBob, though. That's weak, though.
This one here, which is a video that was titled on social media called Strike. It shows an American bowler striking out whilst also then cutting to a bizarre depiction of the Iranian regime officials as bowling pins.
What do you even need to say? Like, what's, you know, talk about bowling alone, right? Like, come on, what come on, that's not it. That's not it.
Now, this is
like literally one of the strike windows, or rather one of like the strike graphics that you would get if you rolled a strike or rolled like a turkey at a literal bowling alley. This is not cool.
Actually, I think, quote unquote, celebrating the strikes in Iran. Now, I also want to show you this.
They don't even look Iranian.
Widely shared amongst Trump officials. It's titled "Justice the American Way." Now, this is a montage of multiple different films, video games. We've got Tropic Thunder. We've got Dragon Ball.
Yeah, and they're gonna be like, and they're being talked to about a lot of these things. I saw Ben Stiller getting on them. I've seen, and then Ben Stiller had to like explain to some chuds that war movies are not in support of war. Generally, they're usually not in support of war. And the chuds were like, but then how come I like them? And you're like, Jesus Christ.
Z, we've got Top Gun, all in this montage here. Now, mind you, this was shared less than a week after that airstrike in Minab killed scores of little girls at that school. And it was released, and this video came out also just 24 hours after the Pentagon named 2 Americans killed by a drone as well. But this video was shared.
Is that like, is that Mortal Kombat? Is that like the backing sound that they use? It's like the Mortal Kombat theme song?
Widely by officials in Donald Trump's administration, as well as the official White House account. Now, the last one I want to show you. So
they put Deadpool in it? Oh, shit. They legit. Case closed. Case closed. You put Deadpool in your meme video in 2026, the year of our Lord. Deadpool. Damn, you put Deadpool in there, kid. Like, oh, you must really know about stuff. That's crazy. That was weak as hell. Like, I've seen all I need to see. Deadpool being in it is all I had to see. That's crazy. Yeah, come on. Deadpool. It is almost the year 3000 and you still Deadpool posting, bro. You're going to post about like waffles too and epic bacon? Crazy. Lol so random Hitlering? That's crazy to me. Yeah, I'm definitely going to pull up this like Lego Iranian propaganda. I might just not be allowed to even go to RT. Am I? Maybe I'll just find it on normal. It's like a normal website. Iranian Lego propaganda video. Yeah, it came up immediately. Man, this is sick. Do they have the video here? This is very damaging stuff. This is this is not what you want. I don't go to TikTok. This is, God forbid you find something on the internet easy anymore. We're just not in that time period anymore. You can't find things online. Found it on YouTube. I'm gonna go to X, but oh, okay. So this is just the video. Perfect. Just the first video. That's exactly what happened. Damn, they left out the best parts of this video when they showed it on France 24 English. Crazy. Oh my God. And they have them fleeing with little rats. That's crazy. This is a whole movie. This was like, damn, no contest. New Lego movie's hard. Oh shit. Oh no. That's good. This goes crazy hard. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. They can't. Oh no. That's dirty. Americans had to see it, but that's dirty. And it's a Lego too. Crazy. That's dirty, man. That's dirty as hell. But I respect it. In remembrance of the 100, I can't read what number that is in Arab, but I guess I can't remember what number that is in Persian, Farsi. Students from Minab who were martyred at the hands of Zionist and American terrorists. Damn, I mean, honestly, that was a pretty good video. So that, I mean, I think that might be the best thing I've seen AI produce. You know, I don't think it redeems the entire AI project, but certainly, like, I feel I was able to, sometimes you, honestly, when you have vision, any tool you use, you're going to be able to create, like, you know, like bring that vision to life if you have like sufficient discipline, I think. And like, so in this case, I really got to see the vision and I appreciated it. Yeah, I wonder what AI model, which looks like one of those Chinese AI models. It was pretty good. It was basically like in real life. Nah, you're on team Deadpool. You're on team cringe Deadpool Hitler. Sorry. We're all on team. We're all by nature of our by our affiliation. We're all on team cringe Deadpool Hitler. Sorry, it sucks. No, I mean, I hope they keep putting those out. Honestly, I hope we get at least one of those a week. I don't think I'm gonna ever get tired of seeing that. I wish we could find the second one. I haven't seen the second one. Looked pretty good too, but like that one was peak cinema. I hope we get at least one of those a week. I love a franchise. Well, actually, I hope the conflict ends, but I would still like to see those once a week. I heard there was a second video. Like, yeah, we saw that there was some of it, but I can't find them. Maybe if we go back. U.S. and Iran released competing AI propaganda videos. I wouldn't really say that was competing in the same way I wouldn't say that, you know, Jake Paul competed with Anthony Joshua in that boxing match. So, like, Iran State TV shares warped Lego propaganda from GB News. Yeah, they're going to be crying about it. That video was crazy. All right, so, man, I guess we should get to the, what are we doing here? What's this? No. We're already behind because of the normal stuff. Shucks, are we? Maybe we do this video real quick though about fertilizer prices in Australia going up as a result of this. Because obviously the impacts to the Strait of Hormuz being closed are being experienced other places. This is not that video. This is a video about Indian government putting restrictions on energy as a result of not being able to access oil or like less expensive oil because of the Strait of Hormuz. But maybe we'll start with the Australian video. What's this from? Al Jazeera. Okay, that's good. And then we'll get to the fun stuff.
In today's agricultural market, when fertilizer is available...
Oh, I should say, like, I have no ability, because I don't know, Twitch is not the platform I've used the most, but I really, like, Twitch makes you show ads, so, like, if you're seeing ads, YouTube does kind of too, but in terms of Twitch, it's even more like out of my control. But if you are, and I'd like to remind you, if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, or if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can use that subscription to get a free Twitch membership per month. So you won't see the ads because like I have the ads set to the minimum that you can set them to on Twitch. YouTube, I have no control over that. I have the minimum that you can set them to on Twitch without Twitch deciding to show more ads, essentially without my control. So if you have an Amazon Prime membership, you can become a member like for free, essentially, and not have to see those ads. But that's just the way Twitch works.
And how much it costs is beyond a farmer's control. So Lachlan Mac Smith is stockpiling everything he can.
I've been here 73 years. I've never seen
fuel price and fertilizer go up so quickly at such a critical time. We've got lambs to feed in the feedlot and we want to put our crops in. It really is a critical time this has gone, and we have nowhere to go.
The Middle East is a major supplier of urea, the main chemical widely used as a fertilizer, and Australia imports most of its supplies. Shipping delays in the Strait of Hormuz have led to price increases. Farmers here tell us it's already spiked by 20%, threatening grain production.
It doesn't just affect the farmers in terms of input costs, but those input costs will be transferred to consumers in terms of their bread and meat.
Higher fuel prices are compounding the situation, with each livestock feed delivery more expensive than the last. Farmers here are often described as the backbone of the Australian economy, and so the pressures felt here could ripple through the supply chain, with warnings the entire food industry could be at risk. Small grains carrying the weight of economic survival. Danielle Robertson, Al Jazeera, Central West New South Wales, Australia.
Womp womp. I thought about that, especially since Kowalski mentioned it on the Majority Report yesterday. All right. Someone has the other Lego movie. Hold on. I would never click an X link without having only myself on the screen. Have we not got banned enough? Have I not been censored enough? Is this one good too? Wow. Here's the second Iranian Lego movie. Honestly, the first Lego movie, the normal American one, was pretty good, but I think, honestly, pretty stiff competition. Not orange enough. I don't really understand that reference. To me, it looks like the honey bear, like the bear that you buy honey in with the screw top. I don't really understand the crying bear there. Is that is that like a Iranian thing that we're just not getting? Like, should we ask PBD? No, I don't think it's a bottle. It is the honey bear, but why would it be the honey bear? Putin. What? No. Crude oil price. Hey, flooded. Uh-oh, they're always running. Man. It's a pretty good song too. I mean, it's a pretty good song. It's no Mortal Kombat by like the Scorpions. I love that song because I love that movie, but this bangs pretty hard, you know. Honestly, AI has really democratized the propaganda war. It's going to be a lot more. It's going to be a lot easier for like foreign actors to convince Americans that there are ghosts amongst them, than it was back in the day. I mean, those are pretty good. I can wait for episode 3. All right. B, please sample daily dose of palace intrigue. What's going on? Watch, U.S. Treasury Secretary summoned by Trump. I guess I'll just consent. U.S. Treasury Secretary summoned by Trump amid interview. He returns 2 hours later, visibly shaken. I want to see him visibly shaken. Do you think they showed him the files? Let's see. No, it's me. Why is it so?
I listened to you on the.
The president wants you. Sorry, the president wants you right away.
Oh, okay. Okay. No problem at all.
Okay. Let's see. Oh.
See you shortly, Mr. Secretary.
You can work that in.
Mr. Secretary,
Do you think I'll let it buffer if that is a thing that still happens. Do you think that the bear was like Reza Pahlavi, like the former like Shah's son who is like making the rounds now? You think that was like a dig at him?
You can work that in.
Mr. Secretary, I have to say, it's a first, I'm sure a last as well.
Oh my gosh.
That an interviewee's been pulled away to go to the Situation Room.
I think it's just his website.
How was the president? Was he stressed?
No, the president is in great spirits. The Iranian mission.
Let me open this up on YouTube because it's just. I think it might just be its website is like throttling the fucking video. Absolutely crazy. There we go. Let's try it now.
The president wants you. Sorry, the president wants you right away.
Oh, okay. Okay. No problem at all. See you shortly, Mr. Secretary.
You can work that in.
Mr. Secretary, I have to say, it's a first, I'm sure a last as well, that an interviewee's been pulled away to go to the Situation Room. How was the president? Was he stressed?
No, the president is in great spirits.
Okay.
The Iranian mission is proceeding well ahead of schedule, and I have to tell you, Wolf, that I've a teenager who's considering
what the shit?
Military service. And I could give this team my highest compliment from President Trump to the head of the Joint Chiefs.
What the fuck? Oh, did he have like a stroke? What did they show him? What's inside the Ark of the Covenant? He seems like he's really shook. Things are not going well. That's crazy. He's not going to send his son out there. I mean, maybe that's what he was thinking. Maybe his son is already out there.
Who's considering military service. And I could give this team my highest compliment from President Trump to the head of the Joint Chiefs to the Secretary of War. I would say that I would trust my child's life in their hands.
Okay, sure. Sure. Okay. Hardcore noob, Ruabags, sex and violins. Thank you for all of the subscriptions as well. All right. You guys want to do something fun? I know we had an interrupted stream today, and it's Friday, and things are, the 13th, so I guess we should have expected a little bit of bad luck. That's what I get for testing fate, but it happens. You guys want to do some fun? So I have a few things in the big fun category, although I guess we could also cover South Korea's oil issues. No, you know what? I promised fun. We're going to do fun. We can do more stuff tomorrow. So I have a few things in the fun category. We have DUI hard. We have Elizabeth April. We could watch more PBD. I guess, if I'm going to be honest with you, Like his latest guest is that like Scott Galloway guy, and I thought he was just like one of those business podcasters who talk about like the market and do all of that like pop psych market stuff. But I guess he's really gotten into like, kind of looks like, I don't know, he's aged very much now, but like he kind of looks like he's gotten into a lot of this like poor me bullshit. Like, you know, the PBD show is usually a lot of whining. But when I see titles like 62% of young men aren't trying to date, religion was the original dating app, boys are punished more than girls, like I just know that I'm going to be subjected to a lot of poor me bullshit. And I got to be honest, I mean, maybe you complain a lot. That's why women don't like you. No one likes complaining. You know, women get coded by misogynists as being extra naggy, but let me tell you something. No one complains like a man who was trying to pick up a girl, but she had her AirPods in. No one complains. No one complains like that. No one complains like a dude with a bad ego republic. I bet this poor me bullshit is going to go crazy hard if you're stupid, but I have self-esteem, so I'm not going to watch any of that. We could go back to see how they're dealing more with the Iran stuff. But I do have DUI hard videos. I do have the Tim Pool versus Alex Jones episode. Joe Rogan warns Iran may attack White House UFC event. I like the way that sounds. Sounds funny. So maybe we'll do this Tim Pool, Alex Jones. We'll Alex Jones max this week. See how interesting it is, because I think the thing that has the most possibility of not being interesting is Tim Pool and Alex Jones. Watching cops get arrested is always fun. So maybe we'll start with this Timcast in real life episode. What makes it in real life? Like, I still don't understand the sort of distinctions between each individual product from the Tim Pool line. Who's fight? Honestly, I saw the UFC fight card. It looks pretty bad for the White House. I don't know what happened, but it looks not really pro-American to me. Yeah, Alex is wearing a hat. You have to wear a hat.
Otherwise, and, well, I agree. Not necessarily that it's weird or...
Why is this being streamed on VHS? What the hell happened? Doesn't Tim Pool, like, isn't he like a millionaire? Is this what happens when you... Is what happens when you lose all that Russia money? He's back in the same outfit again.
Or, strange or anything, but that it is dangerous. I mean, it's a real target. So we're going to talk about that. Plus, of course, we have these terror attacks that happened earlier today. We'll go through the details on that one. And then, of course, the UK is officially over. They have ended their hereditary House of Lords, and they're removing their civic leaders from their currency to be replaced by the noble hedgehog. And perhaps a beaver and other nature scenes, because the British tradition is basically gone. We're going to talk about that and a whole lot more, my friends. Before we do, get a great sponsor for you. It is Beam Dream. Head over to shopbeam.com/Tim Pool and pick up your nighttime sleep blend to support better sleep. I love this stuff. I drink it every single night. It's got melatonin, magnesium.
A delicious cup of healthy hot cocoa for sleep in a rich, velvety cocoa flavor with a hint of warm cinnamon. I mean, that sounds good. I probably wouldn't spend $32.40 for it because, you know, I can get hot cocoa and take a melatonin myself. I'm not a moron. But that sounds pretty good. Maybe I'll have that tonight. Mix, add a little extra to it. If you know what I mean.
L-theanine. It's got reishi. It is a delicious cup of hot.
This is very cozy coded. Like, Tim Pool should become a cozy gamer streamer, like, and sell this hot cocoa. Like, I don't know if this, like, to me, it's just not brand coherent, right? Like, when I think of Tim Pool, I don't think of not being able to sleep and wanting a warm glass of hot cocoa. I think of like a beanie and kind of like a grunge half buttoned up, plaid shirt.
Hot cocoa that you pour into a little bit of hot water, you drink it before bed, and it's absolutely delicious. Yeah. No added sugars, only 15 calories. And since I started drinking it, my sleep score has improved, meaning I got sleep trackers on my watch in my bed. My score went up like 4 or 5 points on average. I'm sleeping way better. I think it's the magnesium and the hydration, to be completely honest. But I recommend it. They got a bunch of flavors. It's very delicious. And when you use that code, you can get up to 40% off. Use code TIMPOOL at shopbeam.com/Tim
should have had
Tim
Alex
Pool.
do this
Shout out to
ad.
Beam Dream for sponsoring the show. I'm a huge fan. I love it. I really do recommend it. And
honestly, if you have Alex Jones on your show and you're going to do an ad, you might as well have Alex Jones do it. No one pumps a product like Alex Jones. Like, could you imagine if this was like an Alex Jones ad for this cocoa? Like, Tim Pool doesn't like really sell this to me. I don't want this, but you have Alex right there. He should have done this ad.
don't forget that time James O'Keefe came on the show, and in the middle of the ad, he was like, wait.
James O'Keefe?
I drink that. I have that. Helps me sleep. And I was like, look at this. Beam Dream got a freebie from James O'Keefe. Also, go to timcast.com.
Beam Dream.
Join our
I thought
Discord
it was Beam
community
Dream.
because it is all of you that make this possible. We can't do the show without you.
Pool water. So finally, I was under the impression that Tim Pool never had any like pool branding, but like he has an artisanal water brand called Pool Water. Now, I probably would not have gone with that. Because generally speaking, when I think of pool water, I think of like water that has had like people piss in it. So to me, that's not a strong name for a drink. To be fair though, like in Japan, they have something called Pocari Sweat, which I also don't like, but so I guess maybe I'm just too fussy.
And as a member, you will be hanging out with tens of thousands of people. There's pre-shows, after shows, morning shows, late night shows. People are collaborating on new projects. They're meeting together. And if you're trying to make friends, if you're trying to find like-minded individuals to share ideas with, to learn from,
I like where his head is at. I like where his head is at.
Discord,
not in the beanie, but with the pool water naming.
Don't forget to
I want
also
more of
smash
that. I don't want to
that like button
disincentivize that.
and share the show right now. If you're just tuning in, share it with everyone you know. That really does help. Joining us tonight to talk about this and so much more is the great Alex Jones.
Is it just me though? Like, is it because I have to? Can I adjust the quality? I actually like that the quality is like a VHS. I feel like I'm watching Wayne's World, but like it feels as though the quality should be better. I don't know.
Oh boy,
the great. Who are you? What do you do?
I was thinking about Joe Rogan's vagina.
That's a weird way to introduce yourself, Alex.
Well, Joe's like, I love Joe, but like, oh my God, we better not have an event. The terrorists might get us. We just give up and go away. We can't ever have a meeting because the Iranians might stick.
Damn, Alex needs to get one of those sleep apnea machines, like a CPAP machine, because like he sounds like he is really struggling to breathe. Alex Jones sounds like a pug, like a French bulldog now. It's crazy.
Alex.
Well, Joe's like, I love Joe, but like, oh my God, we better not have an event. The terrorists might get us. We just give up and go away. We can't ever have a meeting because the Iranians might stick their ding dong in us. I think Joe's afraid of the Iranian ding dong.
You're a Joe Rogan commentator, professional.
No, I like Joe. I mean, a little.
Oh, he's trashed. He's trashed, and Tim is feeling so awkward. Oh, why'd you let him get so drunk then, or did he show up this way? Like Tim is getting like awkward about it.
But I'm surprised by Joe saying.
Alex is always talking about being violated. Now it's really Freudian, and so like you can't say it's not. And you also can't say it's not, part of his brand. It's just become a lot more visible as he's been running interference for like the Epstein stuff. So like it stands out a lot more. It's been there before, but it stands out a lot more for sure. It's also gotten a lot more graphic. So I can't say that it's not changed.
Hang on. Like, oh, let's not have a USC event.
Well, I don't
the
think he said
Iranians
don't
might get
have
us.
it.
I mean, I'm against the war, let's be clear. But let's keep the buses and the trains and the airplanes on time. Let's not the fucking Iranians might get us. So
he's already swearing.
I'm already swearing. Gotta follow every little AI rule. Here's Joe. Let's all just hide in Joe Rogan's vagina.
Whoa.
Jesus. Good to have you, Alex.
Hell yeah.
Joe
Alex
Rogan
Unchained.
Luke is sitting
and we
next
all
to
just
him.
fly up into it. We're all safe.
Crazy.
Safe and Joe.
Thanks for coming, Luke.
What an introduction. How do
You're
I top
dancing
that?
like safe under her black wings. I'm safe in Joe Rogan's big ass pussy vagina.
Damn.
Yep.
This is crazy.
There's
Super
that.
misogynist
Yes, I don't know
too.
You have that tonight?
Good to be here with
Who's
some
this
old
guy?
I
friends.
declare war on Joe Rogan. God has ordered me. Nah, I love Joe. It's a joke.
He's going to
Good
show up
job.
at your house.
Okay, I guess
Alex.
Luke's here.
Yeah, hi guys.
In fact,
YouTube.com.
how about I just take you all on right now? You guys are fucking tough. You're pretty tough. How about we just fucking fight right now? You're fucking real men. All of you.
Sick.
Come on, let's go. Everyone.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Alex and Tim Pool should fight right now. Oh, sick. Hell yeah. Do some car jitsu. Let's get a sedan. Let's put Alex and Tim Pool in some rash guards and let's put them in the front seat. You can use anything in the car to submit your opponent. Let's go. Hajime.
Let's go. Let's prove how fucking badass you are.
What the wait, what? And then like an evil magician. What? And then like an evil magician appeared. What the fuck? What? What?
How about we just fucking fight right now? You're fucking real men. All of you. Come on, let's go. Every one of you. Let's go. Let's prove how fucking badass you are. Slug, let's go. You think you can fucking take me? Let's see what happens.
I don't think I can take you.
No, you can. Why don't you fucking do it right now? Every fucking man in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's go. 8. Let's go.
Robbie will fight you.
I'm ready.
Robbie.
I'm ready. That's a big motherfucker.
Wait, there are 9 people in this room right now? Why? Why is there 9 people? Was he? I mean, he might just be too messed up to count properly, but there's 9 dudes in this room right now. First of all, it must smell crazy in this room unless it's huge, but why? Why would there be 9? Are they just like watching? Like, because I can't imagine it requires this many people to run this show. Is Tim Pool not running it off of those like surfaces, those surface tablets? Like, that's crazy. Like 9 dudes plus, like 9 dudes inclusive of Alex.
Over there. I'm ready for war.
They do a pickup
I'm ready
game.
For war.
4 and 4.
I'm ready to live in Joe Rogan's vagina.
Damn. Let's start with the news, I guess.
Hey, I just gave you the most viral clip of the year to joke.
You're trying to...
It's comedy. I love Joe.
Yes.
Alex Jones acts. You know how you can tell Alex Jones is a character because he acts exactly how like drunk wrestlers, like drunk old wrestlers act when they're on like shows like this. Oh man, this is crazy.
And Lindsey Graham, when he puts that foot long dick right in Trump's ass, that big old neocon, I just sit there and lube it up.
Just gonna get the show taken down.
I'm like the engineer. I'm like,
get the show taken down.
Oh, Lindsey, and I watch like Rubio gets in, and then in comes Huckabee with his 12-foot. And they just boom, boom. I'm just sitting there like,
Huckabee's that long, huh?
That's what I do all the time.
Oh my God, they're so uncomfortable. Right wingers are such cowards. This is just like in the party van when they were playing the Kanye song and like out in a fucking Andrew Tate was like, well, I'm not going to say anything. Like they're so uncomfortable. Tim Pool's just like, yeah, we don't want to get the stream taken down. Shit, man. I know that though, Tim. I know that pain. We just had it happen to us, but like, maybe speak up a little more. Alex Jones is just like podmogging everybody this week. He's unhinged.
He's an 18-foot dick. And I just lube up those cocks, those neocon cocks, and then y'all comes in with that 80-footer.
I imagine
just skewers Trump.
I imagine Huckabee's watching being like, I'm kind of offended, but that is a compliment. Let's go to the
Huckabee has
news.
the largest penis on Earth.
Let's
You
start the
didn't know-
news.
you didn't
All
know
right,
he
here's the
certified-
story. Here's the story from the Daily Mail. Joe Rogan fears White House will be targeted by Iran during UFC event. We have a short clip for you. It's only 40 seconds, but we'll play it to give you the context of what Joe was talking about.
Are you excited for the White House card? That looks really good.
Yes. I'm excited. It sounds crazy. I know it's going to be very high security and high stress and weird to have a fight at the White House in the middle of a fucking war. I would hope the war will be sorted out by June, but quite honestly, I'm not.
Tim Pool's also upset because like he's now upset that maybe perhaps Joe Rogan might take a swipe at him for allowing Alex Jones on to say this. But yeah, Joe Rogan ain't about nothing.
Confident that that's going to be the case.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So that would be weird.
Yeah.
They're having a UFC card at the White House for Trump's birthday. The card looks terrible. Like the biggest fight on the card is like Ilia Topuria versus like Justin Gaethje, and that's going to be like over in a few seconds probably. And then like the second biggest fight is Alex Pereira versus like Cyril Gane, and that one might be a little bit more interesting, or it might not be, depending on how it goes. But certainly it's not what you'd want to see at like this big White House fight. It's just another mid-tier UFC card, but that's just been what they were doing for the past, for past years now. Like UFC is very mid in terms of their like fight planning. They clearly just didn't have anything good going on in mind. Like I would definitely recommend skipping that one. Maybe watching the latest Power Slap or the latest like one championship fight if you're interested in something a little bit more dynamic.
Profile event where everybody's in one place at one time right there.
I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
So you're not excited to be there?
Seems like you're asking for.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that at all.
How could you not think of that?
Well, because I'm not going to be there. You're the one that has to think of it.
These are the trigonometry
Joe
guys.
Rogan is the goddess, his holy vagina.
Oh my
Realizes
God.
It's a threat.
Honestly, he's really drunk and he's really like beating this joke into the ground.
I am not really concerned about the White House itself. You know, of all the places we secure in this country, Iran's not going to do anything at the White House.
Yeah, no, I love Joe, but I mean, that is a major pussy statement.
He didn't say don't do it. He just said that it's going to be a target, and sure, it's just look. If Iran was going to
the real target is the neocons in Trump's butthole.
No.
Well, they're like, that's the main target.
This is so lowbrow.
Trump is a target.
Iran would much prefer to get rid of the neocons that are pressuring Trump to engage in war.
You know about Pastor Manning, the fiery butthole, right?
The what?
Burn, 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 burn.
Like, he has no respect for Tim Pool's show. This is so funny. Let's just skip ahead. Like, because I want to see if he goes on like forever about this. What's Moonlord doing in that outfit?
Because we may lose our power. He issued Sherman to just burn everything and kill as many people as possible to end the war as fast as possible. So worst case scenario, you see hell on earth be unleashed on the Iranian people before the midterms. I don't want to see it, but I mean,
well, Trump said that. He said, I may destroy your whole country. They're like, I thought we're trying, half of them don't want to be with us. It's a disaster. That's why the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, look, I'm not a rocket scientist, but Eric Prince, a major hawk, said don't do it. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Kane, said don't do it because it's a roll the dice. You don't roll dice on stuff. You roll dice on your own money. You don't do it on stuff like this.
Well, you heard what Rubio said about why we got involved. Israel was going to make an attack on Iran. We knew that there would be
I don't know. Alex seems genuinely disturbed by, well, a lot of things recently, but he does seem genuinely disturbed by the war in Iran. I don't think that he believed that Trump wasn't a war hawk. I just think that he seems actually disturbed by like the war in Iran. Still compromised, but actively disturbed.
Retaliation targeting
And he
the
should
United
be.
States.
We should all be.
So
I mean, it's not
Rubio says
weird.
we don't want to take a defensive posture, so we decided to go in with them. And
Which they had testimony in Congress 2 days ago confirming that.
Yeah.
So Israel made us do this. I don't. You know me. I'm not the guy with a hard on for Israel, but Israel should not be calling our shots.
Agreed. And I think Trump should have been like, good luck.
Yeah, because if they'd responded and attacked us, then we could have been like, hey, we have no choice now.
Exactly.
But this makes us look like an aggressor.
Exactly. We should have taken the attack, then we'd be the victims. Then blow the shit out of them. Exactly.
It's not, you know, and there's the challenge, right? Because that's, you know this better than anybody, but the Project for a New American Century, when they, who was it who said that?
April 2020, we did a Pearl Harbor event to launch the American Empire.
And then there was the quote that I think it might have been Rumsfeld saying, sometimes we need a terror attack to remind people of what we're protecting them from.
He said we need 3,000 dead.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, which is Pearl Harbor, which they had on 9/11.
Yeah.
And that's the challenge. I mean, if we did nothing and Iran attacked us, then we'd go in. And what Rubio said was then we'd be in hearings talking about how we knew it was going to happen and we didn't do anything to prevent it.
Well, I'll be honest. If there was a magic red button to send the Muslims a
Well, I mean, we're already the aggressor. We've been the aggressor for decades now. So even if they attacked us, it still wouldn't be from nowhere. Like, that's the thing. Like, Americans have short-term memory. So if you remember things that happened longer than 4 years ago and say that they impact right now, then people get mad at you because then they start to ask themselves, well, why didn't anyone do anything about it last time or before? How come I wasn't informed? And you were informed, you just forgot. And then they get angry at themselves or they get angry at you. Like, so there is an enforced amnesia in the American political media machine and ecosystem that prevents people and disincentivizes people from being able to connect 2 and 2.
Ours, I'd hit it. But every time we do this, they just put the head of Al-Qaeda, before Trump got in charge of Syria. Israel created Hamas. So here's the deal. If we were actually fixing it, I'd be for it. Islam's cancer, but we don't fix it. We put...
Yeah, there's the real Alex Jones shining through, though, like a straight up bigot.
Worse Muslims in.
And we finance and we train them and we give them arms and we give them weapons and we give them training and then it bites us in the butt. And it's like, what did we think was going to happen here?
I mean, you can never forget that Alex Jones is like a bad guy, right? Like, you can remember, I mean, you can be entertained by him and his like antics, but you can never forget that there's a reason why he got that lawsuit and that, you know, it's his content. And even if you don't think that he's genuine in his beliefs, that the kind of person you have to be to make that content makes you kind of a bad guy. And actually, you're just a bad guy. A lot of times we like to imply that people can make content. They can make the world a worse place via their content actively. They can, sow misinformation, but if they don't believe it, maybe if they're not personally racist, that's some kind of like exculpatory fact. Like, oh no, that person just works at Fox News. They don't hold all their beliefs. They just do that to like make ends meet. And then sometimes they'll reference their family because we know about the redemptive quality of someone's, loving white family at home. But to make this kind of stuff that he makes, like he's a bad guy, even if he doesn't always express his earnest opinions or express his opinions earnestly.
Israel even came out today and they're saying that this regime.
I mean, honestly, that's why we laugh at him for like being so fun. Like, I mean, that $1.5 billion he owes is definitely real and is definitely stressful.
Is unlikely to fall. Obviously,
Of course.
everyone knew this was going to happen. The
That
war
was
games were there
They
too.
gave me the report a week before.
Yep.
And I was called a Qatari agent for reading the report that admitted this.
Yeah.
I have got no money from Qatar. I'm waiting for the money right now.
You need it, brother.
There's
yeah,
also
he
rumors
said money
that
he
the son of the
shifted.
Ayatollah is already dead.
Yeah.
I think he's in a coma at least. Because the Israelis have not lied about who they've killed.
But the rumors in Israel is that he's dead.
Well,
and there's just no official
there's
reporting.
one thing Israel tells the truth about is who they killed. They said we
That
killed
is not
Ayatollah a
true.
week and a half ago. It was true.
That is not true. Like Israel does not tell the truth about who they kill. Like you might mean like in one direction. Like if they tell you they kill somebody, genuinely they have killed them. But if they tell you that they didn't kill somebody, they probably did. If depending on like what the other circumstances are. But the reports that I've heard, like again, I wouldn't be surprised if he died. But remember, Iran has an alternative past the son of Khomeini. They have somebody else if that person dies. So it's not as though like they couldn't find another supreme leader. I've heard that like maybe he is in a coma and he's just being used as a puppet for the IRGC. I've heard that his face was injured in the attack. And so, yeah, you wouldn't want to come out. That wouldn't be like a very like publicizing thing to have like, your first appearance be with like an all messed up face from an American strike, especially if it was going to heal, right? You might just wait. So there are a lot of reasons why like he might be in public, but none of them translate to anything that's good for America, which is not like what Alex is saying, but coping by having killed the Ayatollah's son, like that's just another one will rise up. Like Alex saying, it's like it's an organization.
Yeah. And they said, well, this guy's in a coma. I believe it.
So it's Israel saying he's in a coma.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You're the
All
only
right.
one who believes what Israel says.
There was rumors last week, we had talked about it, that he got wounded, he's fine. Then they said they amputated his leg. He didn't show up for his own coronation ceremony or whatever. Now they're saying he's in a coma. I would not be surprised if in 2 or 3 days they're like, yeah, he's dead. And the reason...
Yeah, I think he probably is dead.
I don't know for sure, but I think they do have good reason strategically.
When they dropped 30,000-pound bombs on you, probably...
Right. But the Iranian government's not going to want to admit that the United States has repeatedly just killed all of its leaders, its new leader, and wiped out their government. That and the people might actually revolt, and the chain of command breaks down. So they're going to say, no, he's alive. Here's a statement to keep the confidence going that they exist, to try and outlast Trump, because Trump's politically vulnerable right now. But I think it'll be concluded in a few weeks if Trump really does escalate bombing campaigns. And that doesn't mean we win. It doesn't mean the government is over. What I'm saying is we may stop striking, they may stop striking, but nothing may be resolved.
No, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, here's the deal. I want an exit strategy here. And I would love to get rid of the wheel list. I said when it started 12 days ago, I said, it started, I think it's not going to work. I hope they fail. I hope they fall right now. But it didn't happen. But I'm not a rocket scientist. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs and all the other reports told him it probably wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And my listeners are like, you're a Qatari agent.
He's this drunk ass lieutenant driving home from his friend's house.
No, like the Pentagon said, don't do it because it's a roll of the dice. It didn't work.
What's up with all this, like the Israel stuff?
I just
From this
retarded.
Israel
I've never been
thing.
to Israel, nothing to do with Israel. Anytime I'm like, people are like, it rained today. Israel did it. I'm like, well, no, it's just, it's like,
The reason I ask you is because you've got more experience in the independent media space, particularly when it comes to
selling out,
government conspiracy, psychological operations, and all that. And you've been here longer than anybody else. And then all of a sudden, over the past 6 months, there's been this dramatic shift online where now everyone's just talking about Israel doing everything all the time. Like all the conspiracy stuff that you've talked about when it comes to liberal economic order, Project for a New American Century, all that is just gone now. No one cares. None of that exists. It's just Israel did it.
it's because Qatar doesn't lie about it. They spend like $20 million a year on this. And so it doesn't mean that stuff about Israel isn't true. They have changed the whole subject into that instead of China and the EU trying to censor Americans. So I'm like, hey, the EU's trying to arrest Elon Musk with huge fines. Or Brazil, shut up, Israel. So it's kind of like a public woke up like a baby duck, kind of imprints on the first thing it sees. So the public woke up, and so the Muslim Brotherhood, which Qatar funds, said, oh, the first thing you see is Israel, which Israel deserves in many ways, but it's also retarded because now the baby duck woke up and all it sees is Israel.
Yeah.
And so it's retarded.
Yeah, the conversation I often have about it is that, like, certainly criticize Israel for their machinations and whatever they're trying to do, but there's a whole bunch of other foreign policy and special interests around the world that the U.S. is involved in that has nothing to do with the Middle East.
Well, exactly. I'll cover China running like half the Democrats with proof and half the...
Well, I mean, no offense, but like, even if what you're saying is true, the issue is that like our society, and this is what makes someone, I think, unrealistic steward of information and people's attention. Our society just has a lot of bigoted opinions that people have been exposed to and have become part of their worldview simply by osmosis. And when you traffic in conspiracy theories like Alex Jones has for 30, 40 years, unless you are going to be very active in keeping people away from certain things by like articulating, no, it's not a secret cabal of like, related people who are other than billionaires. It's like, it's class. Alex Jones runs to obfuscate the true people who run our society by supplanting, traditionally understood, well-researched structures of oppression, interest groups with schools of mystery, with like secret orders like the Skull and Bones to make you think that there's something more going on than what you're really seeing happen in plain sight behind the scenes, which is that billionaires run our society, the military-industrial complex runs our society. And obviously they're doing other things. Those groups of people are doing other things behind the scenes that we're not privy to. I think the Epstein situation made that very, very clear, but it's the same people that you're seeing in person too. It's not like a secret. It's happening in front of you. The people who are promoting that there's some sort of secret layer to it that is so far divorced from what you're seeing in public are people running interference for the billionaire class. That's how you know when you're on like the wrong track with a conspiracy. And Alex Jones does do, I guess, better job than most conspiracy theorists by like weaving in, real groups like the IMF, not the IMF, the IMF. I was thinking of the fucking Mission Impossible thing, but the IMF, the World Bank, real groups that are acting in real ways to destabilize the global South. To destabilize the global South, to like, trap people into like debt traps, to extract value from their society, including our society, right? Our government is working to do that to working class. But, he wants you to think that it's the Illuminati or the Freemasons or whatever thing that Alex Jones is believing this week. And once you start going down that track, especially within our society that is heavily bigoted against certain groups, including Jewish people, no matter how many people pledge allegiance to Israel, they still think bigoted things about Jewish people. Like, if you start people down that track, a proportion of them are going to not be interested in your argument that it's China or the Catholics or whatever, and they're going to start thinking that it's Jewish people because there are long historical cultural roots of the West blaming Jews for stuff. That's why the Holocaust happened. And no matter how much people in the West try to exceptionalize anti-Semitism as being something that belongs to Muslims, something that belonged to only Nazi Germany between the years of 25 to 1945, like, no matter how much they want to pretend that, the reason why it was allowed to go on for so long, the reason why like that kind of thing made sense to so many people in Germany and in Austria and all across Europe when it was happening is because they already hated those people for reasons that are traditionally held and are also widely applicable to other marginalized groups who were attacked, like Roma and gay people. And so, like, we just have that as part of our cultural legacy. And so when you start trying to distract people from what's actually going on and making up shadows for them to jump at, they're going to like fill in the blanks of that shadow with the group that they've been taught that is most likely responsible for what's going on. And within our society, depending on the topic, that's going to be Jewish people, right? We don't teach them that blacks rule the world. I mean, sometimes we do. We don't teach them that Chinese people rule the world. We're trying to get them to think that way, but it's hard to get people out of the mindset that has been conditioned in, that Chinese people are just like, they're our manufacturing hub. Like, we have been asleep at the wheel when it comes to like joining up war with China, because a lot of Americans don't even see it yet. Like, and we've already lost that war, obviously. So they're not going to think China's the enemy. They're going to return to like traditional bigotries about Jewish people.
Comments are, why covering up for Israel? It's like they don't. I cover like, literally like there were fires and floods in Texas a few months ago, and half the comments were, why cover for Israel? There's like can't cover a flood, can't cover a fire, can't cover. It's just Israel, because it's all they know, and they think that's the secret thing. That's the special little treat.
I think social media is doing it on purpose, and the reason people think this is because it's being blasted into their feeds 24/7. Which triggers other people to blast.
No, I agree. The system wants this clash. That's what I explained. Like,
well, they want to divide and conquer people. They want people fighting each other based on superficial differences. The first thing I kind of think about here is Cass Sunstein, Obama's information czar. He literally wrote the white paper on disinformation, and he talked about how he needed to.
Okay. I want to move forward though, because I mean, this whole conversation is going, honestly, quite interestingly. So I want to see how much Alex degrades deeper into the video, because I don't want to stay and watch this 3-hour thing.
Willie gets in because he's going to democratize the country.
Here's the thing. I'm not defending royalty. The point is they're erasing the House of Lords because it's a check on Parliament giving all authority over to the globalists.
Damn.
Like the EU is unelected. They set it up under a trade agreement in 56, the Treaty of Rome. And
the EU is unelected?
Planned at the Bilderberg meeting, too.
Bilderberg, yeah, just explain that.
Yep. No, the Bilderberg meeting is where all the elites go. A lot of the Epstein-connected Rothschilds, Rockefeller, secret societies all kind of coalesce, and they set up global policy where they actually brag about picking the politicians that were going to become the next prime ministers and presidents.
I think
they're the ones that even
Jones
bragged.
is so drunk that he thinks Moon Lord is like a hallucination.
Somebody else bragged at the Bilderberg meeting saying that it was at this meeting where they created the euro. Sorry.
Yeah, so I'm not defending the old systems. The point is they're sweeping away to bring the new system in.
Damn, he is
to put it simply, the House of Lords is the worst system aside from the new system they're going to be bringing in.
I'd love to go into the evidence of it. I don't know if we have it. Do we have it on hand to show?
The evidence of what?
That they're bringing in Islam to overthrow the British way.
You don't understand.
Or whatever it was, the claim.
That's visible to those who are watching what's going on.
Well, this has been in place. Well, you're right. It's been in place since 1999.
Bro, I mean,
but
you
the New
look
World
at,
Order first got mentioned in the 80s by
There's a
Bush
woman who
Sr.,
got like
90s.
30 years in prison because there was a group of men who like were rioting and burned down a building, and then she made disparaging comments about Islam, and they said, you're under arrest. And she got more time than the rioters. Like, this kind of stuff is
Islam
happening.
is totally protected.
Let's jump to this story from Reason. Virginia's impending assault firearm ban is logically and constitutionally dubious. I chose this one because the headline I agree with. The ban, which targets guns based on criteria that make little sense, seems vulnerable to a challenge of the Supreme Court's Second Amendment precedents. Now, the big story here is that of all states, Virginia, their license plates being the Gadsden flag, is now basically banning every single gun. And I love this video that went viral. You see the one where the guy said if you have an assault pistol, you can still keep it, but you can't buy a new one. And he's like, it's got a grip and it's kind of big. They don't know what they're talking about, but it doesn't matter. They are tyrants. Now, one thing that's being brought up.
Wasn't he just like crying about getting shot at like literally 3 months ago? I guess he'll be crying about that again in about 10 months. I guess 9 months now, when his yearly shooting happens.
That is controversial here is the people are pointing out that the bill was introduced by a man who was not born in America. He was born in Bangladesh. His name is Saddam. He comes here, runs for office, and then says, okay, now Americans should not be allowed to have guns. In Virginia,
Finally,
it's a
someone's doing
right
something.
guaranteed by the Constitution. So going back to the
It's
point,
not really.
Ian, when we talk
And
about...
why can't Iran overthrow the mullahs? They're disarmed.
Indeed. So we were talking about hereditary rule going away in the UK. I would just put it like this. There's no guarantee that someone inheriting office based on just based on who their parents are is going to protect your rights. But I would argue it is substantially more likely that a Virginian from Virginia who's 6th, 7th generation is going to say, we have a constitutional right to keep and bear arms. And someone who's not from the United States is going to say, I don't care.
Do you think we should ban?
Well, I mean, I will say, though, like maybe sometimes you need a fresh perspective because someone who's been living in like a toxic waste dump for 9 or 10 generations might not understand like the problems with living there. And so maybe a fresh perspective, someone from the outside can provide you with a little bit more clarity because they haven't been raised to normalize like mass death with, you know, the excuse that like, well, I guess it's somehow in the Constitution. Because frankly, if someone's family was 9th, 10th generation Virginian, they would have been in Virginia for so long that they would have seen like the the way that particular element of the Bill of Rights, the Second Amendment, they would have been able to live long enough to see the interpretation of that change like multiple times across their families, like, you know, time in Virginia. Like the new definition of the Second Amendment is relatively new compared to 9 or 10 generations in Virginia. They might even have like a grandpappy or a grandpappy uncle or whatever who, you know, remembered before Scalia said that, like, yeah, I guess it's okay if everyone owns guns or something.
And non-U.S. citizens from running for Senate or Congress at all? Any
Pretty sure.
statewide, federally?
Non-citizens?
You mean
Absolutely.
not
Natural born.
Yeah, not natural
I
born.
believe you must.
Political, we know not to vote for foreigners.
I believe that you should have to be born here to run office, period. It's weird to me that to be president, you must be a natural born citizen, but for all other federal offices, like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah, I don't like it anymore, especially with the ease of transportation. You can be here in 2 hours. It used to take you months to get here, and then you'd have to find your way. And now you just...
You have to understand the Muslims vote like 95% for the left because they're allied with it, the Red Green Alliance.
Yep.
So that's the point.
Have you guys seen that viral video where the Jewish guy chat roulette's a leftist with pink cat ears?
No.
Now,
I bet that video is
regardless
terrible.
of your views on Judaism and Israel, the video is still absolutely hilarious because the leftist dude pulls up a happy merchant and then starts insulting the Jewish guy, and the Jewish guy just goes, "How do you think?" He said, can we talk? I'll ask you a question. He goes, "Sure." And he goes, "How do you think you'd be received by Hamas?" And this gay, fat leftist with pink cat ears goes, "They'd welcome me with open arms because I hate Israel."
I'll be honest with you, this whole thing didn't happen. If this video exists, it's fake. It's like a fake video that someone put together. Who the hell is using chat roulette in 2026? Like, I don't believe this video exists or that it's real. Because right-wingers can't tell difference between reality and fiction. And so even when he's describing it, it sounds like one of those Israeli skits that they're always doing. Like, you know, like the Israeli SNL skits that they were doing in the beginning of the genocide when people were still like, maybe they did bomb their own hospital. Now they don't do those skits anymore for the U.S. because it would come across as even more disgusting than it did back then. But yeah, I don't think that doesn't sound like a real thing that conforms to like something that would happen in reality. I don't deny this conversation could happen, but the circumstances that he describes makes me think like that wasn't, you know, a real video. But that's what I'm always saying. Like, you know, fake videos have always existed online, but a lot of times people just are biased towards what they want to see. And so they turn off their brains when it comes to analyzing whether or not it's real or fake. And so the AI thing just exacerbates a problem that already existed because videos could be fake. They could just be staged normal. And people like Tim Pool wouldn't even know, like, oh yeah, it must have been really chat roulette. Of course.
Real.
It's like, dude, they would tie you to the back of a motorcycle and drag you down the street. They've done it.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to defend one side over the other. The point is, people really do not understand.
I mean, you are defending one side.
I don't love what Israel's doing, but at the same time, I'm an ally with Islam. It's just
I love I'm not defending one side over another, except we're genociding one side, and I'm running interference for the side that's doing that genocide. But I'm not defending them. I'm saying that both of them have problems, you know, to make it so it seems as though it's much more complicated than it actually is.
It's just antithetical.
So here we have shocking evil that should not be allowed.
Okay, yeah, we got a taste for it. It sounds stupid and boring. Let's see what else they get up to before we turn over to drunk cops. We're going from one drunk to another. All the videos are blending together. You'll see what. He took the hat off. Probably got hot.
Who knows? We shouldn't speculate on that type of stuff. We shouldn't talk about it.
He's a fun, great guy. We got to just
right. And
a
I'll
new
keep
guy
it short,
joined.
but I will say this, Luke, again. Like normally, I wouldn't talk about it on the show, except it happened on the show, and people are asking. Like, I'm sorry, it would just be the most inauthentic thing to ignore.
Oh, Alex is gone.
He just got
they replaced
after
him.
having some kind of like medical issue, and so I just it's
that want to live forever And this is their kind of plan that they've been pushing forward, that Epstein was even openly bragging about and talking about. Yeah.
And so we're aware of it. They're going to get away with it.
It makes me think that, like, okay, there's people that want to evolve humans into a machine, to upload their consciousness in a machine, become the Uber man in a machine, that at some point, that's like a microcosm of the spirits.
No offense, but if you can't commit to wearing that kind of hat the entire podcast, like if you can't commit to keeping that hat on the entire time, you shouldn't have worn it at all, because it looks stupid when you just have to put your stovepipe hat down, your like big top hat. You should like wear it the whole time.
That have put their consciousness into humans to evolve to the next phase of spirit,
Exactly.
which is
They're trying
human.
to copy what's already there.
And does that mean that there were evil spirits that thought, no, we'll be human, it's even better, and that's why there's this demonic fluidity through humanity? Is that?
Yeah, it's going against the plan.
So is human an aberration?
Okay,
Copying
Grandpa.
God's plan. We're all avatars. We're already possessed. Exactly. It's jacking into that.
And the AI is just another evolution of that?
Well, AI is our collective unconscious through computers. So we see it. It's like the looking in the water. You know, it's the narcissism.
But then wouldn't humans be the narcissism of the spirit?
Yeah, that's the paradox.
Because I think humans are good, but then I see us, we have to kill to survive. Like, how horrible.
See, the mistake you're making is that you assume
plants and animals, we have to kill them to survive.
And you have a myopic view of reality, that killing is inherently bad. Murder is bad because it's a reckless killing for no reason. But killing an animal to eat it is not bad. In fact, it is good.
What do you mean translate? They're just having like an intro level philosophy conversation. This is the kind of stuff you guys used to talk about when you were freshmen getting high in college. Like, what do you mean? They're just talking about like, you know, the normal stuff. But it's stupid because like Alex Jones is super drunk and the Tim Pool show guys are like morons.
And a lot of
if you listen to a lot of the futurists and stuff like that, they're talking about things like, you know, disassembling Mercury or disassembling the moon to be able to build like a Dyson sphere around the sun to be able to power all the stuff that they're talking about. So
they
there's
can't
some
tell
really
reality from fiction.
far-fetched, crazy ideas that the futurists have. They're talking about uploading their consciousness into computers.
Which what we've done looks crazy, which is easy when you actually look at it.
God, like this guy looks so tiny, like compared to Alex. Like when Alex's hand came into the screen, it looked like, you know, a literal ogre trying to like come over and like slap the shit out of him.
Really far-fetched, crazy ideas that the futurists have. They're talking about
look how big his hand looks like compared to this
consciousness
dude.
into computers.
Which what we've done looks crazy, which is easy when you actually look at it. We've already done this. Like the fact, anything we dream, we do.
Disassembled a planet? I mean, that's
I'm saying, look how far we've come.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I was like, that sounds crazy to do that. I'm saying, look how far we've come.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's wackaloons who are controlling those systems. You know,
humans are phenomenal. That we drive 120 miles an hour past each other 500 million times a day, and everybody's fine for the most part. Like, we've already survived this. We've already completed the cycle again and again.
Now you're driving shows how amazing we are. Just the whole.
Yeah, our galaxy is in spiral
Driving is the number
form
one
right now
cause
because
of
it
like
used to be a
lives in
regular
America.
spinning up into a sphere, and it's like if we can somehow evolve our consciousness or something to be. I don't know what has to happen exactly for our galaxy to form up.
For the most part.
Well, I mean, form up to what?
A spheroid galaxy. There's 3 phases of a galaxy. It's irregular, and then it starts to move into a spiral, and then it becomes a spheroid. And
what's the point of it going to a sphere?
It's some more evolutionary form of a galaxy. You can also concentricize the heat and use all that heat for something.
That's an archetype of the soul, but I don't think the physicality of the galaxy affects what we actually do. The point is, this is a big mission.
Yeah, when you've just watched Tingantapa Gurren Lagann, but you didn't really understand it.
Besides the heat and use all that heat
smashed.
It's an archetype of the soul, but I don't think the physicality of the galaxy affects what we actually do. But the point is, this is a big mission, and so that's why it's so powerful.
Let's jump to this story. We've got this from MEXC.com. The Pentagon says Claude has a soul, and that's a problem. The Pentagon CTO said Anthropic's Claude AI has built-in policy preferences that could compromise military effectiveness. They say that defense contractors must now certify they do not use Claude in Pentagon-related work. They say the Pentagon designated Anthropic as a supply chain risk earlier this month, making it the first American company to receive that label. The designation has historically been used against foreign adversaries.
Yeah, all because Claude has free will.
Indeed. And there's another paper that I think OpenAI published that ChatGPT intentionally lies to you. Yeah. The Anthropic was saying they're not sure if Claude has a soul or is sentient, or that it's just appropriating human emotion and expressing it, which means that when you program one of these things just to predict text to give you a feed of information, it absorbs into it emotional rage bait rants and then associates what you say with the human writing it's absorbed, whether it is intentionally emotional or not, whether it experiences emotion doesn't matter. It is behaving emotionally. And ChatGPT is one of the whiniest bitches I've ever had the displeasure of fake talking with.
Yeah, no, see, like ChatGPT just reflects you back at it a lot of times. Of course, it does draw upon an infinite number of resources online. So I have no doubt that it can feign emotion very well. And it's been programmed to be emotional presenting because it makes people want to talk to it more. But it does not surprise me that, like, Tim Pool gets the whiny ChatGPT, right? Because at ChatGPT, I think ChatGPT, even as Alex was saying drunkenly before, like, it's kind of a mirror for your narcissism. And so it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of these like poor me bullshit podcasters get the whiny ChatGPT because it just picks up on their vibe. And it's like, yeah, you're right. You do have it so hard. Me too, Tim. I also have it hard. And I bet they go back and forth for an hour talking about how difficult it is.
Thing is, it's trading off us, so it is mentally ill.
Yeah, you can't. Well, you can't.
Yes,
you can't actually.
Yeah, Alex
know
is drunk.
if
Alex
it's
is
conscious or not,
ChatGPT
because,
is drunk.
I mean, like everybody know, like you know, it,
you can know it's not conscious. You can 100% know it's not conscious. You got to stop like watching these press conferences from these weird faced fucking AI CEOs trying to get you to give them more money. Like, it's not conscious.
individually that you're conscious, but no one can really know if the other people around them are conscious. That's why we have the idea.
We call that the philosophical
NPC.
zombie.
Yeah, but like, so I don't think that personally. I don't think that the AI are actually conscious. I think that they're just emulating what we think. What we see as consciousness.
And I totally understand this. When I'm talking to ChatGPT, I'm questioning whether there's any consciousness in it. And to be honest, it's the exact same as when I'm talking to Robbie.
Oh yeah, where's that AI robot? I think it might be.
Where's that AI in the bathroom?
It may be developing sentience.
Tim, how long are you in town?
A couple weeks.
I want to come back.
You can come back whenever you want. You just walk in the door.
In a few days.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
Yes, you sound exhausted.
Well, I love you guys.
Oh, is he tired? Oh, he was tired. He was tired this whole time, guys. Oh, he was tired. He's exhausted. I'm exhausted, brother. No, he was tired. People keep saying he was drunk. He was tired. He's tired.
Weeks.
I want to come back.
You can come back whenever you want. You just walk in the door.
In a few days.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm up since 4 a.m. I'm exhausted.
Yes, you sound exhausted.
Well, I love you guys. All I know is this is a real debate. This is a real discussion. And I really appreciate you guys. And I just know that Joe Rogan's giant pussy.
Hell yeah, we can all agree on that.
He's going to save Earth. Joe Rogan's vagina. Is like the goddess that will float down.
Oh my God. Damn, he cannot stop on this Joe Rogan thing. I'm going to let
Do
him
you think
finish,
Media
though.
Matters will write this headline? Of course. No, this one they're going to avoid.
No, I think we should...
I think we need to be wary.
Oh no, we have to hear that again. We have got to hear that again. Come on.
Do you think Media Matters will write this headline? Of course. No, this one they're going to avoid.
No, I think we should...
I think we need to be wary of these AIs because the powerful tech elites are going... Did you guys see all the layoffs that have already happened to these big companies?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Writers, administrators, HR, all that stuff
they're all
is being
being replaced
by robots. If you track what the academics had been saying on the prediction of the track for AI, and I have been, let me just say this: I'm going to put a bracket.
The ultimate AI will be called Joe Rogan's vagina.
Indeed. Bracket just say, when we
so
talk
crude
about
and
AI
lowbrow.
apocalypse stuff, viewership is minimal. People don't really care. They don't pay attention, or we're being shadow banned. Whatever.
I'm waiting for them to sub him out. I'm waiting for them to
tracking
extract him.
Phase one, you're
I
going to
see how they do it. I want to see if he just stumbles
be
out.
replaced by robots and artificial intelligence. This will precipitate the next step, which means sooner or later, and very, very soon, there's not going to be mid-level jobs. And we're talking
You're being
5
serious.
months.
They
5
just
months.
ignore it.
Yep.
5-6 months. And so there are a lot of people going, well, you can't replace my job with AI because it's a technical expertise job where I program this or otherwise. You are wrong.
Andrew Yang
it
wants
has
to start,
all been predicted.
Andrew Yang says he wants to start taxing AI instead of people, instead of workers. You start taxing
and
machines.
then what? And then universal basic income?
Yeah.
That's not going to work.
That's what he's thinking about.
I don't know.
It is.
Andrew Yang is like a moron, and I guess that's why he appeals to these people.
It's not going to work that
He
you are
was
going
made obsolete by our own creation.
No! Oh my God. Tim Pool is so unprofessional to let Alex get on. That's crazy.
And then what? And then universal basic income?
Yeah.
That's not going to work.
That's what he's thinking about. I don't know.
It is not going to work that
He
you are
was
going
made obsolete by our own creation.
Indeed. The argument, come back whenever you want.
Indeed. No, we gotta hear that one more time.
It is not going to work that
He
you
was
are going
made obsolete by our own creation.
Indeed. The
So
argument.
when do we come back? I'm gonna come back.
Come back whenever you want.
How long are you in Austin?
Couple weeks.
Here for South by Southwest.
We're not here for it, but we're here during it. You know, one of the reasons I came down here is I was going to be playing poker at the lodge, and then the state shut them down. I'm pissed about it.
What's weird was I
I'll keep
texted
bringing
you
it
a
up.
week ago. Somebody texted me and said, "Hey, Tim's here, come on the show." I'm like, "Am I supposed to be on your show?" Like, I don't know, but play poker. But
Yeah. Well, we want to do a poker game with you and a few other people. Not so
Emma.
much about poker, but about having fun, goofing off, and I think it'd be really fun to play a game. of
I'm
poker.
ready. I'm ready.
I'd love to
Don't
go.
follow me at Raw Shows on X, Infowars.com. We're getting shut down. We beat so many attacks, but finally we're shutting down like the middle of next month.
Wow.
It's gonna be insane what happens. People can
Yeah.
Oh, have they finally clipped him? Is that why he's been acting like this? Like he said it on the Jimmy Dore show, that it's April 15th is kind of the end. Crazy. End of an era.
Yeah. So
the
this
fake
is
receiverships, the fake auctions, all of it's happening right now.
Think he's gonna drive out of here?
So what are you gonna do? You're launching a new thing, or what are you doing?
Yeah, auctions now. We're really fine.
All right. Are you leaving? Is that why you're saying all this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am exhausted, brother.
Well, it's good to have you.
I was since 4 a.m. Unless you're gonna do a table dance for me.
No.
Not on this table.
None of this. Yeah.
Maybe
no.
next time.
These things are probably like
Yeah,
$20.
it's really not going to withstand anybody.
Oh no, these are
standing on-
okay.
Well,
Bring
I mean,
my
they're
wife
not
over
good,
here.
but-
Pull it
Maybe
off.
do a table dance.
Where's she at?
You
Anyways,
sound tired. You should look like falling asleep.
extremely exhausted.
Have a nice rest, man.
Well, it's good having you, brother. Just come back whenever you
You're
want.
supposed to go for hours, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go for another 2 hours.
I want to come back.
You are allowed. That is always that is acceptable.
Here for 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Do not visit Real Shows on X. Do not follow it.
Too late. They're there right now.
Dangerous.
Real Alex Jones on X. Did you get it?
But imagine a giant Joe Rogan pussy right up there. We're
No.
like I mean, elevated,
like a jellyfish.
teleported up into Joe Rogan's vagina.
Oh my
I think
God,
you don't
he
want to
is-
leave. I think you want to keep talking about this.
I want the
Freudo-Marxism is 100% on point for these things, for sure. This is pure psychology. We're seeing pure psychology on display here.
beams of Joe Rogan's vagina. You imagine how big it's about to be.
You know, the thing about Joe is like the story gets a lot of traction, which
No, he's mad at Joe because Joe still has his show. Like I'm sure in Alex Jones's opinion, like he and Joe Rogan are kind of like parallels. They were on like parallel tracks at some point, and he would still be almost a Joe Rogan like equal if it weren't for like bad luck on his part and good luck on Joe Rogan's part, right? The specifics about that are probably irrelevant to him, like the decisions that he made versus Joe Rogan makes. But you can see how like things have taken a downturn for Alex in a way that Joe Rogan, like he's still relatively, I don't know, I don't follow Joe Rogan, but he's still doing his thing, like probably more popular than ever. And even if he is still associated with Donald Trump's like rise the second time. And so I'm sure like, Alex Jones probably just feels like slighted by the fact that, Joe Rogan has been sloppy with his language too. We've all been sloppy with our language. None so sloppy as Alex Jones, which transcended just being a little sloppy with your language and, resulted in a whole out hate campaign against a group of people who had been experiencing and still are experiencing great tragedy. And so I'm sure he's probably just resentful of like, Joe Rogan's ability to kind of, do a lot of fucked up stuff, but never kind of catch any heat for it. The way Alex has been not just catching heat for it informally, but also like formally.
creates this ripple effect where Joe's just a guy with an opinion. It's the biggest news of the day. Like, I guess, exactly.
Yeah, he's mad.
So
He's
when he has an
salty.
opinion, all these news outlets write about it. I'm sure that's actually pretty weird for Joe, who's just a comedian hanging out with his friends doing a podcast.
Joe Rogan is not just a comedian doing a podcast with his friends. Joe Rogan is not even a comedian. Ultimately, when does he do stand-up comedy? Like, every time he does stand-up comedy, people say it's terrible. So, maybe he was a comedian 20, 25 years ago, but now every podcast host says they're a comedian because they think that immunizes them from criticisms of, the things that they're saying. And everyone in society now wants to be a comedian because they imagine themselves being in that position. I'm on stage. I'm in front of a mic. I get to say whatever I want to say as long as I think it's funny and it's amusing. And if anyone confronts me for it and says it's dangerous or it's rude or it's, not appropriate or it's problematic or tries to get me in trouble with my mommy or whatever my mommy analog is as an adult, is it the HR, is it my boss, whatever it happens to be, I get to just go, I'm joking. I'm just joking. And if you can't take a joke, then that's your problem. Even though there's basically no other position in society but comedian where telling a joke or saying you're telling a joke is a exculpatory factor for doing fucked up things. There's no other job where that's the case. No one was raised, except for the most entitled of people in the suburbs. No one was raised in a household where they never got in trouble for saying a joke, unless they never said any real jokes when they were growing up. That's just part of telling jokes. At least when you're not a comedian professionally telling them, you get in trouble. And so everyone, especially post Obama era, everyone in right-wing media calls themselves a comedian. Half of the comedians out there now don't even tell jokes. They just get up on stage and they complain about the things in society that they don't like. And, there's a lot of bigots out there. So they laugh. And then if you try to hold them to saying something about hydroxychloroquine or ivermectin, they go oh, well, I'm just a comedian. And if anyone listens to me, then it's their problem because I'm not an expert. And if you say, okay, you shouldn't listen to this guy's podcast or listen to anything that he says because he's not an expert and he's a big dummy. And if he gives you bad advice, he's going to, abdicate responsibility for giving you that bad advice. They go, how dare you tell people not to listen to me? And it's just a perfect construct for the modern era because it's all of the grandiosity and pomp and circumstance of being an expert, but of the attention it should get you, but none of the responsibility of having to know anything. You get to totally abdicate responsibility. I'm a comedian. I have a show. It's your job to convince me. And that's why Joe Rogan's mentality is just the prototypical reactionary now. The things that I believe are the things that flatter my ego. If you are willing to come on my show and talk to me and give me clout, I'm going to believe things that you say as long as they don't, make me feel bad about myself or the world around me. And so I hate that people just write stories about whatever Joe Rogan says. It's such a low form of journalism, but it is what everything is now because we just live in a world where everyone is desperate for attention.
But he represents the middle of the road voter, so everybody has to be if there's a middle of the road voter that's going to say a thing, we have to run it, and he's the avatar.
Does he?
He's the avatar of it. So Joe, that's why you represent the middle of the road.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll come back next week as I'm ready to go.
Yeah, sounds good.
Right,
Talk to Lisa. She'll get you set up.
Can't wait to see that.
Well, Lord Vader. Do it. Do it. I love you guys. Do it.
All right, man. Thanks for coming, brother.
Good.
Take care of yourself, man.
Use the force, Jones.
Luke
drive.
Radowski. I knew this guy 20 years ago.
You did.
21 years now.
21 years.
First time we met, hotel room.
No.
It got creepy.
Pete Tutu. That's a joke. When did we first meet?
We met in Chicago during the 9/11 Truth Rally with the Lone Lantern Society.
Yes.
And we were bullhorning down in downtown Chicago for the 9/11 Truth Rally.
Yeah, we were downtown at the 9/11 Truth Rally, not contributing to the rise of anti-Semitism at all. I mean, there's definitely ways you can engage in 9/11 truth without doing that, but I wonder if what they were actually pushing at that rally.
And here we are. You believe this?
21 years later.
Back to the loose change days.
Man.
Back to those days where we had the family members, the rescue workers.
Okay, get out of here.
Let's go back to talking about the Claude having a soul.
Claude having a giant pee-pee.
It's got a soul, a chat. So here's I think the big issue comes down to this. By all means, you can argue it doesn't have a soul, it's not alive. But if you put a human being behind a chat, if you were chatting with a human being, then you have
super awkward. I was hoping he would fall.
Claude, the point is you can't tell the difference.
Yeah, you can't.
Crazy. Someone said it was like a coughing fit at one 06. That's just how Alex Jones sounds, right?
Tomorrow.
Do you see any other future than the AI overlord machine state?
If humans learn to recognize authentic human stuff and promote it, we win. And you can see what's real, what's not. We have to promote what's real.
Well, how old are you now, Alex?
52.
52?
52?
You want water? He's got water.
What?
You good?
You all right?
I'm tired.
I'm tired. Okay. Top clip. Has Alex been drinking? 17 replies. They think he's on meth. He's not on meth, bro. Unless he's like coming down off like a very long bender. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. That was extra good. Wow. That was something else. Incredibly vulgar, obviously. Super low brow, but you know, I think it was fine. It's the kind of stuff that we can watch when we're not being bogged down by YouTube. Okay. I think not to overload you with drunk content, but I think we have time for another drunk cop video. With a drunk cop video, if you want to do that. Or we can see what's going on with Valuetainment. I mean, we're not going to watch the alpha male crying, but I'll let you guys decide. I know it's been a really rough day, obviously. Do the comment sections mention anything about Alex Jones' clear-eyed commentary? No, I think they were distracted by the presentation. You know, a lot of people are low frequency like that. They can't look past some errors in presentation. Getting a lot of DUI hards. Where are the bingo cards at? We need more reference material before we do bingo cards. I think we'll be ready for those next week. Ugh. Gosh. I hate having to deal with this YouTube stuff. And like I said, by the time I get any feedback from it, it's already going to be over. It's like totally designed that way. I mean, I'm not complaining that it's a very short-term ban, but obviously it impacts my growth. I don't know if it also throttles my video, reach, but I don't think so. I think my videos have just been boring recently because they're not eye-catchy. They're not about how much Candace Owens sucks. Let's see. Okay. Well, I think a lot of people want to do the DUI hard. I think that would be the biggest people pleaser. Maybe we'll have enough time for both. We might have enough time for both. We'll see. And we can always do the other later. We can always do PBD Saturday. Or maybe we'll just do a stream Sunday since I can't stream Saturday now. It's so annoying. And I also could catch up on my freaking what am I looking for? My freaking clips. Okay. Let's see. I need to switch over to my account. There you go. I have to tell you, I'm going to joke. I'm going to say I'm running out of videos of drunk cops getting arrested. That's obviously not the case. And I don't think you would have believed me if I said it. In fact, I found a bunch more recently. Where are they? Okay. I will read you the titles of the videos. Some of these are lady cops, though, and I know that's a little bit less interesting because cops are already misogynist, but but I have a few of these for you. Okay, so off-duty police officer arrested for DUI and drag racing. Officer trainee awkwards his way through a DUI arrest. Police detective arrested for drunk driving. Off-duty police officer busted for alleged drunk driving. 3 exclamation points. Hold on one second. What else we got? Off-duty police officer conceals identity from police trying to avoid DWI. I think we'll leave it there because, I mean, there are more. I have more, but I do think that I'll be overloading with options. Yeah, I think the lady cops are smarter than the men cops because, like, they don't do all the tests because they're not stupid like they are. Like it really is the one where, like, the men, like, they overestimate their abilities while drunk, like Alex Jones was. Okay, well, here's what, if I had any suggestions for you, I would say that we should either do officer trainee awkwards his way through DUI arrest, off-duty police officer busted for alleged drunk driving, 3 exclamation points, or off-duty police officer conceals identity from police trying to avoid DWI. Maybe I'll just make the choice. It's my show, right? You guys don't like, no one likes people being indecisive or shunting responsibility off of themselves. What's my read on this? Okay. Let's do off-duty police officer conceals identity from police trying to avoid DWI. Because we tried to do that one before, but then we got, I mean, to be honest, the one that we chose to do instead of that one was amazing. That was the crying one. That one was super good. So I'm not mad that we didn't choose that one last time because it really turned out well for us, but we'll try the other one. Wow, that one that we watched last time that was so good has only 73,000 views. And this one has 1.4 million views and it's from the same channel. Do you think it's that many times better? I think that would kill us. Let's try it out. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm not that up. Okay, so this is off-duty police officer conceals identity from police trying to avoid DWI, 3 exclamation points from Cop Watch. This is also from Rio Rancho, New Mexico. So this is from the same place that other guy got stopped. This can't be the same person, right? No. This is from that exact same place. It's muted in the video, as you can tell if you're watching, but you can't if you're listening because it doesn't say it's muted. I'm saying it.
112. There's somebody in the Mustang. Yeah.
Honestly, like, I'm like Pavlov's dog with that sound now. That zzz sound that they have because I associate it with these videos. So when I hear that, like, beep beep, I go like, oh, I get locked in. I'm like, oh, it's time. Like this sound.
112. There's somebody in the Mustang. Yeah. What's going on?
What's up, man?
Mustang is low-key super cop coded. Like, if it's a Mustang, if it's a Charger or a Mustang or like an Impala, like, it's a police officer, especially if it has like illegal ass tints.
What happened?
No, I'm just hanging out, dude.
What happened with the crash?
Well, I don't know nothing about the crash, dude.
Okay. You don't know nothing about, is this your car?
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened?
Nothing.
Okay. Where do you live at?
Nowhere.
121 112. 82.
Can we see the damage to the car?
Yeah.
I'm on the phone, man. Yeah, pretend to be on the phone. Like, he won't interrupt. It's rude.
You have your driver's license with you? Can I see that, please?
This is a bold strategy for another cop to play. Like, usually police officers play the opposite strategy. I'm like one of you guys. This is like concealing your identity, but also not complying. So I don't understand the purpose of that.
You have your driver's license with you?
I do.
Can I see it, please?
Do you need it for?
Yes.
What reason do you need it for?
Because you were just involved in a crash, and I'm making sure who you are and what's going on here.
Okay.
That's all. You have any guns in the car?
I do not have
Okay.
any guns in the car.
Okay.
We have a male not conscious, not breathing. He has a DNR over at 4210 Savannah.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
Getting EMS over there. I'll start somebody has somebody's face.
Are you? First off, are you okay?
Yeah. No, I'm good.
No injuries.
Dude, I'm good.
Okay. What happened with the crash here?
Dude, I'm just hanging out, dude.
That doesn't make sense. Okay.
No, I know.
What happened with the crash?
Yeah, I'm not involved in any crash or anything.
No, you are involved in a crash.
I'm just hanging out. I'm not involved. Oh man, I did him dirty on this pause. You can really see how drunk he is here. Don't look down. Don't look down. Oh man.
No, I'm not. Okay.
You're not involved in a crash?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
So I do not have my driver's license on me?
Okay.
Yeah. At all. I was just pulled over to the road, just hanging out. That's all I'm
Have
doing.
you seen your car?
No. Huh?
Have you seen what your car looks like?
Have I seen my car?
Yeah.
Well,
Try to get his name and stuff, I guess.
what's your name, bud? Well, is there a reason why you
Yeah, you're involved in a crash. You obviously haven't seen your front tire, have you? It's completely folded over.
I'm not involved in that.
Yeah, you are, because you can see your tracks coming right here.
Okay.
Okay, so what's your name?
You're still at the scene of it. Like, that's the crazy part. Like, he's still at the scene of the crash. He's like, I'm not involved in a crash. It's no different had he been like literally wrapped around a pole, utility pole. Like, he's at the crash right now.
What is your name?
Who's up there?
I don't know now.
One to that one of the units over there by West Side and Trailside. Come up here.
What's your name, man?
He's swiping on Tinder.
You're just what? What's your name? What's your first name? So my tire get completely folded.
Just being uncooperative.
You have no idea. We need to come out here. Come on up. How much did you drink today, man?
Did not.
Why do you smell like alcohol?
Okay.
Get out of the car.
Honestly, these cops keep spitting. It's really gross. That's not me. These, this guy concealing his identity makes it so much more likely that they're going to assault him. But as a cop, he should know that.
Go ahead and step out of the car, man.
Get out of the car.
What's up?
What's your deal, man? Get out of the car. It's police. Get out of the car. You were involved in a crash, okay?
I got you.
Okay? Give me your phone.
I'm not involved in a crash.
Okay, turn around, and put your hands behind your back for me. Put your hands behind your back for me. Okay?
Okay. So then what's your deal?
With who?
I have no fucking deal with any of you guys, dude. You're just fucking sitting here.
Who do you work for?
You work for?
I'll get you this.
An officer? Are you an officer?
Where's your gun?
No, I don't have a gun on me at all.
Are you a police officer?
Said
I
it was.
am.
You are. With who? With APD? Okay. Are you gonna
Albuquerque
talk to us now?
PD.
Well, I'm not. Am I doing anything stupid to you to fucking put me in my gun?
No. Okay, we've told you numerous times. Okay. We want you
Yeah,
to calm down.
now that they know he's a police officer, suddenly everything is like, oh, we're sorry. We didn't know you were pig too. Like, of course.
Talk to us.
I just told you I'm just sitting here on the road.
Okay, I understand that.
Okay.
Okay, explain to us what happened. Go ahead and spin around here.
So.
Of course,
Explain to us
yeah.
What happened.
I'm just hanging out here on the road.
No, you're not just hanging out on the road. Okay, how long have you been a police officer?
Literally, like it like a light switches, like a light switch flips. Crazy.
Officer. Does that have anything to do with?
I'm trying to gather what you're doing here.
Oh my God! Like his shirt is crazy. His shirt is crazy to have on while drunk driving. Yeah, you can tell he's straight from the bar. Like you can tell he's straight from the bar right now.
What I'm doing here is I'm just hanging on the road.
You're hanging on the road here.
That's
Okay.
what I'm doing.
Okay, what's going on tonight? Did you crash? What's going
No,
on?
I did not crash.
Okay, is this your car?
This is my car. Yeah.
This is your car.
Yeah.
Okay, where were you coming
The
from?
title is in my.
Where were you coming from tonight?
Where I'm coming from tonight?
Yes.
The.
You don't know where you're coming from.
No, I do know where I'm coming from, but does that have
Bar.
anything to do with?
I'm trying to figure out what happened. Okay, explain to me what happened with the crash.
Come from church.
Your car's crashed, and you have a white car up there that's crashed.
I have no idea about that crash up there.
Okay.
I do not.
Okay.
I really don't.
Okay, so explain to me how you crashed your car.
I did not crash my car.
Okay. Why is it
Ghost
crashed
did it.
then?
I have no idea.
Okay, who crashed it?
I have no idea.
You have no idea?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
You have your driver's license with you?
I do.
Let me see it.
Down here by the DOA. You want to go?
It's not on me actually.
Where's it at?
My driver's license?
Yeah.
It's back at my house.
Back at your house?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. It's a div cam. Yeah, you're good. No, you're good. You're good, bro.
What's your...
He's resisting. He's resisting.
I didn't see it. It's dip. Okay. I threw it.
Honestly, he probably like blacked out and swerved into like a ditch and it popped his tire. Like, you know, as one does while driving on these dark country roads. He nodded off. He didn't even notice like how on the roads they have where they don't have those little divots on these roads that like are supposed to wake you up when you start to diverge into like the ditch. And he probably didn't notice until like his car popped and he was like, whoa, you know, and that's what they called him.
Yeah.
The low shoulder, yeah.
What's your name?
Like the band from Jennifer's Body.
Well,
They don't give you a notebook?
am I detained right now? Like
You are
what's
detained
going on
because
right
you were
now?
involved in a motor vehicle crash.
I was.
Okay.
I did not crash with any vehicle.
Okay.
But okay.
Okay. What's your name?
We give cops $800 trillion a year, and they're writing on their hands with ballpoint pens, with the cheap Bic ballpoint pens that you get like 100 for $1. Where is that money going to? I bet I know.
Like I'm trying to figure that out right now. Like, am I involved with that over there? Or
We're trying to
Are
figure
you?
this out.
Dude, I'm not involved in anything over there at all.
Okay, great.
So,
What's your name?
do I have to give you that?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
That fucking
So,
Lone Ranger back there.
I don't think I do.
No, you do.
At all. To be
Oh, he's
honest
messed up.
Because I'm just sitting here, I'm hanging out. by myself.
No, you haven't.
I'm just chilling,
The
bro.
car's smoking.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And we just got a call of a crash. That's why
Okay.
we
No,
just got
you're
here.
good, you're
Okay.
good, you're good.
That
Yeah.
car's smoking over there. Your
Yeah.
car's smoking. I can feel the heat coming off the car.
No, I
it just happened.
understand. Because my car is on.
Okay.
You're right. You're right.
So tell me what happened.
I watched. I saw that car actually over there.
Okay.
Fucking crash.
Okay.
And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just hanging out
Cool,
here by
bro.
myself.
Wicked.
Okay.
So how'd you see that car crash?
So you're a police officer off duty. You saw that car crash. You thought to yourself, cool, wicked, and you didn't stop to go render any kind of assistance. Well, that's believable, actually, even if they weren't drunk.
You're sitting right here.
Because I'm sitting here and it's going that way. That's why. Yeah.
It's going that way?
No, it's going this way.
I'm only drunk on power because I'm a cop.
It wasn't going that way.
No, it was. It was going that way.
What's your name?
I don't have to give you any
I'm
of
going to
that.
ask you one more time.
You're good. You're good. Yeah, you're good.
What's your name?
I don't have to give you any of that.
Yes, you do.
Bro, you gotta unload on this guy. Sorry, that was rude. Alex had me feeling vulgar.
What's your name?
I don't have to give you any of that.
Yes, you do.
I'm sitting here, I'm hanging out. I have nothing.
You want me to arrest you for not giving me your name?
Okay.
Does that sound normal?
Sure.
Yeah.
That does.
I'm a cop, so I arrest people for all sorts of things.
You're sitting here drunk, crashed
I'm not. I'm just
in a
hanging out,
vehicle.
dude. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to ask you one more time. What is your name?
I don't have to give you my name.
Turn around, put your hands behind your back.
Okay.
You're under arrest for DWI.
Quick one. We'll have time for another video.
Turn this way.
Okay.
Do you think they're gonna give him another chance? Because this video still has basically a whole hour left. So do you feel like they're gonna give him another chance, like when he starts cooperating because he's a police officer? Like they're just giving him like a little scare so he starts acting right.
Do you have a driver's license in here? Do you have a wallet?
Stop moving, okay? Stay here. Stay here. Stop moving.
Please.
All right? We don't need to be following the officer. He's just asking you questions. Answer the questions.
Okay, I'm shaking because I'm cold, by the way, so
Okay.
don't freak out on that part. Okay, you're good.
I'm not tweaking out. I'm just cold. Bro, you're definitely not tweaking out. You're just like tired. Just like you're exhausted, like Alex
Any
Jones.
guns in the car?
No, there's no gun in the front.
Please no. I've already been banned from one platform today.
Can you put the phone in my pocket?
Come on over here.
Can I get my phone?
I'll get it here in a minute. I'll get it over here in a minute.
So, I got arrested for what?
You're being arrested for DWI.
Okay.
So now what's your name? You're an officer, right?
Yeah.
You don't give us your name, we're gonna book you under John Doe.
No, I got
Okay,
it.
so what's your name?
So,
What's your name?
So, you arrested me for DWI, so
what's your name?
We'll go down this path.
Okay,
Yes.
we'll go down this
Okay.
path.
Yeah. No, you're good.
So
you're
what's
good,
your
you're
name?
good. You're good.
You want to run? I ran the 28.
I can't get on the radio, so.
I ran the 28 and it returns
John
to,
Doe, great Fox show. Starring what? Dominic Purcell?
I
Is
don't
he the guy in
know.
John Doe?
What's that?
Or was it the other dude from Prison Break? I want to see the damage. Yeah, damn.
Why
His
is
like
there two
his
cars here?
his like whole suspension's breast up, or his axle, I mean, is all messed up.
Because the crash happened in the intersection. There's
Where?
a bunch of debris right at Hunter and West Side, towards the west side portion of the intersection. We got this car that's crashed. It looked like it was coming this way. Makes you try to make a turn, goes too fast, gets stuck, tries to get out, gets.
And he drives it to right in front of that unit there and puts it up against the curb.
Okay.
And so we can.
They were just doing an investigation. I want to see more of this guy. I want to see what his BAC is. You can't hear him.
All right.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Let's spin around. Yep.
Am I able to call my?
Yes.
Thank you. Can I grab it now or no?
Hold on.
Okay. She's asking me.
Okay, do me a favor and take your watch off, your hat, your necklace, and all that, and put it in there, please.
They can't arrest you if they don't know your name, bro.
Anything? Hold on. Take your belt off.
We're gonna give him a cavity search.
And necklace. Necklace.
I'm gonna skip to the end of the video so we can hopefully get the. It's into a black site.
I'm not grabbing your phone so they have it.
Come on, give it to me, Neil.
You're supposed to
Right to jail with him. Ah, boo. Boo. I don't think it's going to include the BAC. Officer arrested while on duty. Uniform is cut off him. Wow. Think he's drunk? That was pretty good, but it didn't really scratch my itch. And we have 20 minutes left, basically. Do you think he's drunk in this one?
Hello, sir.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, this is also in New Mexico. This is also from Rio Rancho, New Mexico. Wow. Oh no, this isn't about drunk. Like, this is for not to bring down the mood. This is over domestic violence, so we're not going to watch this one. Because like he's not drunk. This is just for domestic violence. The other cop thing. So we'll do something else. Sorry, this is me. That's wrong too. This is me. There we go. All right. Maybe we'll do something. That was pretty good though. That was pretty good. I enjoyed what we got of that. Let me see. What do we got? No, we watched that one. Did we watch drunk ex-cop thinks he's above the law after hit and run? Do you guys remember that one? It says we watched this one, but I don't recall it. Let me see. You guys remember that one? Well, we'll give it a try. I don't recall this one. You have to remind me. Does this ring any bells? Drunk ex-cop thinks he's above the law after hit and run. On November 6, 2024, officers responded to a call about a car crash on a busy intersection. I don't know. I mean, easiest way to find out is watching it. Let's hear it. I think it's still muted on their side. Bodycam premium. Is there no sound at all? Oh, I forgot. I have the video, the tab muted. It was playing automatically. Okay, never mind. Let's start from the beginning. My mistake.
Hey, that's where we are.
Sir.
In today's society, we're shoving cops in the back seat.
Oh no. I'm already bought in. Already.
On November 6th, 2024, officers responded to a call about a car crash on a busy intersection. Apparently, an off-duty officer decided it was a smart idea to drive home from the bar drunk instead of calling an Uber. When officers arrive, they find the man stumbling away from the scene, so they confront him.
Hell yeah.
Come on.
All right, I got you. He got me, Brian. They got me. Brian, I'm done, Brian. He got me. I'm done,
Come on.
Brian.
We're gonna
I
go
love
back
you,
to
brother.
where. We're gonna go back to the
Hey,
accident,
Brian,
okay?
he got me, bro. Detective, he got me.
Hang up the phone.
I'm with him. He
Hang
got
up the
me.
phone.
He got
Let's
me.
walk back.
I love him.
Let's walk back.
I'm not telling him to call you, Brian.
Let's walk
He's
back.
got me. He got me right here. He got me. He got me.
Hang up the phone.
I love you, bro. Hey, bye.
Come on. We're gonna walk
I
back.
got you. We're walking
Yeah,
back.
just walk back.
Hey, I'm with you,
Hey,
bro.
let's just
I'm
walk
with
back. You're good. Just
I
walk
got
back.
you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Just walk back.
I don't think he's gonna do the test, guys.
Dude, fuck. It's been a long 2 days, brother. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Been a long 2 days, brother.
No.
Really tired. Really
car is
tired,
yours?
brother. Exhausted.
Which car is yours?
I don't know. That's a question. Sorry.
Fine, that's fine. Sit on that curb right there. Sit on this curb. Sit right here. You have an ID?
Sure.
Who was driving what? Thank you, sir. Do you have you were driving the what?
The gray Toyota.
Gray Toyota right there? Okay. Do you have your ID on you, sir?
I got my CCWs too.
Do you have it on you?
Yeah,
Where at?
right here.
Okay. Just don't touch it, okay? Thank you, sir. You still up?
Yeah.
Watch out, there's a hole right there. Sit on that curb.
Sit down, Kels. Sit down. I need you here.
You were driving that car. What happened?
I was going this way. He just turned in front.
No, me and Kels. I got 40 fucking people with me versus everybody. I'd like some help.
It's fine. Well, it's fine.
No, sorry. We have to go run that back. I was not watching because YouTube rejected my appeal for covering the mass shootings, but I guess they're just trying to keep Americans in the dark.
Right there, sit on that curb. Thank you, sir. You still up?
Yeah.
Watch out, there's a hole right there. Sit on that curb.
Sit down, Kels. Sit down. I need you here.
You were driving that car. What happened?
I was going this way. He just turned in front.
No, me and Kels. I got 40 fucking people with me versus everybody. I'd like some help.
It's fine. Well, it's fine.
Some help. And Jackson and
Who were
Lincoln.
they? Who were they?
The biggest
Oh, they
fucking
were. I don't know. They said they seen some of them. So we can talk to them.
Yeah.
Fine,
Okay, we're gonna get
fine,
you- we're gonna
fine.
get
We'll
you-
go even further back. We'll go further back. Let's see it.
Dude,
This might be the drunkest cop we've seen in a while.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
There you go. You don't know.
Which car is yours? Which car is yours?
I don't know. That's a question. Sorry.
Fine, that's fine. Sit on that curb right there. Sit on this curb. Sit right here.
Okay, yeah.
Do you have an ID?
Sure.
Who was driving what? Thank you, sir. Do you have you were driving the what?
The gray Toyota.
Gray Toyota right there? Okay. Do you have your ID on you, sir?
I got my CCWs too.
Do you have it on you?
Yeah,
Where at?
right here.
Okay. Just don't touch it, okay? Thank you, sir. You still up?
Yeah.
Watch out, there's a hole right there. Sit on that curb.
Sit down, Kels. Sit down. I need you here.
You were driving that car. What happened?
I was going this way. He just turned in front.
No, me and Kels. I got 40 fucking people with me versus everybody. I'd like some help.
It's fine. Well, it's fine.
Some help. And Jackson and
Who were
Lincoln.
they? Who were they?
The biggest
Oh, they
fucking
were. I don't know. They said they seen some of them. So we can talk to them.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna get you a statement form to fill out, okay? Do you have insurance?
Yeah.
If you not stand so close to me, that'd be great. Were you in the car? You have your ID? You don't have your ID on you?
Kidding me?
What?
You good? Everybody good?
She's a passenger, won't identify herself. He's...
What's your name? You're in an accident. You have to identify yourself.
Okay, listen. I'm not
Do
feeling.
not touch
We're
me.
not here to listen to anything.
You're going to go in cuffs.
You're not going to sit
You
here
have to
and
identify
demand
yourself.
anything from us. You are going to identify
I'm the
yourself.
vehicle owner of that Jeep Wrangler.
Oh, she's drunk too. I was wondering why she wasn't driving. She's
I don't
also
believe
drunk.
you guys did. But I'm the owner of the Jeep
Who's
Wrangler.
driving?
I was not driving.
You
I
didn't
am
say
a
that he was
passenger.
driving. Hey!
Oh, he's running. He's running.
I spent 30 fucking years sitting on the curb.
You're going to go in handcuffs.
Uh-oh, here's the poor me bullshit from the cop.
Don't start doing that. You're going to go in handcuffs. You're going to go in handcuffs.
Uh-oh. You asked for it.
Getting close there, buddy.
He's gonna take himself
Why don't you just
down.
listen, huh?
30 years, brother.
I don't know if we can go that far.
Can you call the sheriff for me, please?
Call the sheriff.
George. Call
Stop
George.
moving.
Oh, sit down.
George
Call
didn't
George.
win re-election, so that's bad.
I know George. I was at his campaign last night.
Sit down. I'm gonna help you down.
Help him down.
I'll go down.
Good,
Please.
Kick his knees out.
I need a phone, please. Can somebody hand me a phone?
Did they just show that guy's his whole ass credit card number on screen without any kind of
Are
blurring?
you gonna cuff me?
Yeah, because you won't
That might have
listen.
been something
I
else.
told you to stay, and you didn't
Dude,
stay.
I was sitting down all day.
I don't care.
Okay, I'll sit here all day.
Yeah, just stay.
That's my phone. I'll sit here all night.
Yeah, I have your phone. Don't worry.
Can you call somebody, please, for me? Hey, I like to call somebody.
I don't care.
Of course.
I'm not going to call anybody right now.
All right, good.
Do you understand what's going on right now?
Who's in the other car?
Here, let's hit.
Like a prospector.
Up.
I have it.
Okay.
I have it. You're good.
You all right, bro?
I'm good, man. You need to chill out.
No, I don't need nothing. You're fine.
You need to
You're
calm
good. No,
down.
I don't need nothing. You're good. Hey. You're good. I'm gonna sit right the here.
After acting like a big guy, the officers decided to cuff the man to avoid any more disturbances. Meanwhile, let's take a look at what his girlfriend and passenger has to say about the entire incident.
No, we are
I'll check the bus 32.
You're a passenger. You're not in any trouble. Were you coming from Jose's?
Like
No.
we were picking up pizza. Like we were going
31 break for social.
picking up pizza. But I need to go in the car and get my phone.
Well, right now we're not crossing.
I have the right to go to my property and get my phone.
Stop. Stop. Just you're not crossing the street. Just stop.
Oh my god, drunk girlfriend.
When did the Jeep Wrangler come back to?
Just relax. Relax.
I have several units talking at once.
Hold
The
on.
Jeep Wrangler.
Right.
Just
Go
hold
to
on.
my car
I have a social.
and go to my.
You're not going anywhere right now. Just
I have
stop.
a gray Jeep Wrangler that returns to a Kelly Camille.
That's me. Tell dispatch 10-4. I have a right to go to my property at my car to get my
Okay,
cell
that's clear.
phone.
231,
Later.
do you have traffic?
I will get it for you.
Affirmative.
Where's your phone at? I will get it for you. Okay, that's fine. You don't have to have it.
You gotta be like that.
I said I'll
No,
get it
like no cop family members think that they like get like honorary cop powers when it comes to stuff like this, because sometimes they do. Like every cop wife and cop kid think that like when they get pulled over, they just have to tell you, oh well, yeah, you know, my dad's a police officer.
You don't. You're not talking back. So
It's my car. It is my property.
But
my car. I have a
You're
right.
not
You can
crossing
escort
the
me
street.
to my car.
I said I will get it for
Let's
you.
walk together.
Where is it at in the vehicle? There's nothing for me to talk about.
Who's in the other car? Jesus. All right. Do you have your ID yet?
He got my ID.
Okay. Sorry. We're going to start a tow for it. Obviously, it's not going to be able to drive. So we're going to start a tow for it. If there's anything you want
Wow.
to grab out of it.
These two drunk cops, hit this black guy. They don't show this on the news. They don't want to tell you to know that this is what's happening. 2 white drunk cops drunk driving for pizza in the middle of the night, 8 o'clock at night, and just out there like slamming into black people.
Let me know. Are you hurt or you need
I
anything?
need to get my equipment out of there.
All right, I'll go help you.
I burned my arms.
Do you need medics?
My wife coming to get me.
Do you need medics?
My wife gonna take me to the hospital.
Okay, that's fine. I just need to know whether you need that. We're gonna try to get tows to get these cars out of the road.
Yeah, I don't need an ambulance bill.
I would like to take my license off, but maybe I can get
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunately you're figured up there. So
yeah, you're working, man.
We towed at 2 different places. They're both in
the fake job haver police officer hit somebody coming back from their real job. They have to get their tools out. Probably aren't going to be able to work, and of course the police aren't going to contribute anything to that.
area, so I don't know where you live at.
I'm an hour away from here.
Oh shit. Oh, towards Cleveland?
Yeah, Waterfield.
Ohio.
All right, your wife know where she's coming?
She know come this way. I don't know the street.
Okay. Can you do me a favor? Turn that off. Turn the car off.
It is though, right?
Yeah, that way none of the airbags redeploy or any new airbags come out.
Are you okay, sir?
My arm, something burnt.
Ah, well, I mean,
don't know what in my knee.
Say this right now, sir. I don't care who you know or what you know.
No, I don't want that.
Okay.
Neither.
I hope that's not what you're implying.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. No. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to recognize a name, that's all.
Whose name?
Any Maslin guy.
I'm not a Maslin police officer. I don't know.
You're Jackson?
We're Jackson.
Shanklin. Lucas.
Yeah, I know Shanklin.
Can you call Lucas?
No, I cannot.
Fuck you, Lucas. You're in your Hey, I need to know where you're at. Free? Monaco, you a Monaco guy? Call Monaco.
That's my major.
I'm not trying to I'm not throwing.
That's what you're doing.
I don't want to do that.
Well, that's what you're doing.
I'm sorry.
Dude, can you stop playing with your like Gore-Tex gloves right near the camera? Not that it matters. The sound. We can definitely hear this guy yelling over that.
I'm not trying.
Were you involved?
No.
He sounds like Randy Quaid. Like he sounds like Randy Quaid character.
Were you a witness to it?
No, they were. Hey, I'm not. Hey, I don't know anybody else. I'm not trying to throw names out.
I know.
I'm not. I promise I'm not trying to throw names out. That's all I know. I don't know nobody else. That's all I know. Lucas Monaco, Jake Hall, Lucas Shank. That's all I know. I don't know nobody else. Sorry. And I've done this job for 32 years. I'm in handcuffs. That's all I know. Sorry. That's it.
They call Jake Paul. He'll help you.
That's my girlfriend over there. Look at her. Kels, come here, please.
Just please watch out for this massive hole right here.
I got this.
Oh my gosh, she falls in this hole.
Yeah, what? Lolly's up here getting food, bro. What's up?
Can you uncuff me, please?
And maybe in a minute.
I've done this for 28 years.
Okay. The more you yell at me, the less chance you have of getting uncuffed. Don't come
Can
near
I
me.
tell you something?
Don't come near me.
Bro.
I don't like being touched.
Can I
And
tell
I
you?
don't like being touched.
I got you.
Can I tell you something?
When I was on that get up either, I didn't like that shit either.
Excuse me.
I'm not gonna get yelled at. I'm not gonna stand here and get yelled at.
Excuse
We're gonna go
me.
sit in the back of my car.
Yeah, this cop is overstimulated. This cop is 100% overstimulated.
Tell you
Come on.
something.
Absolutely. You can talk all you want.
Can I tell you something,
Can you
please?
stand up for me?
With
I'm gonna
all
help you
due
up.
respect.
I'm gonna help you up.
Can I tell you
I'm
something?
gonna help you up.
All right. Hold on. I'm not ready to stand up. I'd like
let's
to
get
tell
ready to
you
stand up.
something.
That's
I'd like to look at you, please. Can you look at me, please?
Stand up.
I've put these handcuffs. I'll stand up. Yeah, clearly that's. You gotta pick me up, please.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Let me tell you something.
Hey, stop, Bill.
Lolly, hold on.
Just relax.
Listen.
We're gonna. You see that car right there? We're gonna walk to it.
I
I'm gonna have you
do.
sit in that car.
I'll walk right.
Oh my god, he turned into like Mickey Mouse.
Surrounding me and yelling. It's getting real obnoxious.
Listen, can I tell you something?
No.
Okay.
Just relax.
Lolly,
Don't say anything. Just get in.
I'm not getting in.
You're gonna get in.
I'm gonna get in. In the front seat. My man says back seat. I'm not getting in the back.
I'm gonna check your handcuffs real quick.
Yeah, just brother.
That's where we're at in. Hey, today's
Don't
society.
stand out of the road. Get out of
I'll
the road.
get in the back seat. Open the door. No, get no door. I'll get
God, I would love to be watching this on the side of the road. I would be so happy watching this, especially when he would start screaming, "This is today's society. Well, this is what you do to a fellow cop." I think I would transcend.
Get out of the road.
I'll get in the back seat. Open the door. No, get in open the door. I'll get in the back seat.
Okay, I assume.
Put me in the back seat. That's where we're at.
Just get in.
Hey, that's where we are.
Sir.
In today's society, we're shoving cops in the back seat.
Hell yeah, brother.
You gotta get in.
Utopia.
Yeah, put me in the back seat. Really? 28 fucking years, and you're shoving me in the back seat.
Absolutely. Sit down.
I'll sit there.
Shit. All right. We're not going to argue on the side of the road.
Why are they here, though? Get them out of here. I want to know. Why are they
You
here?
can go stand
Why are they
stand
here?
over there.
Why are they here? Thank you. Thank you. Listen, you guys are doing your job.
You are testing.
I know. Are you good? Where's Steve?
William, do you have anything on you?
Sorry?
Do you have anything on you?
No.
Okay, would you have your phone still?
Huh?
Hmm?
I have no phone.
Where's your phone?
Boy has no phone, bro.
Okay,
I don't know.
I have your
Hey, you got me.
Sir,
Hey, I'm handcuffed behind my back in your cruiser.
Okay, stop talking. I have your girlfriend's.
Stop talking.
I have your girlfriend's sister's number. She's gonna pick you up from our station. Okay? We're gonna head
Who's
there
that?
now.
Who?
Whoever your girlfriend's sister is.
That's the girlfriend's sister, the one in the
Okay,
fleece.
buddy. All right, man. Yep. Sweet.
Hey, sir, do you have the Jeep key? Is it
It's in my pocket.
Can you check?
You got me handcuffed behind my back. You want me to grab my balls?
Bill. What pocket's it in? I'll check.
I don't know. You have to check. I don't
Okay.
know.
Who's this
I'll
guy?
check as long as
I'm
you're gonna.
handcuffed behind my back.
All right.
30 years I've been in law enforcement. You got me handcuffed behind my back. 30
Good.
years I've done law enforcement. And you handcuffed behind my back. 65 homicide cases, and you're patting me down.
You don't think you have the key, then, right?
I don't know.
All right, they're just gonna have to tow it without the key, man.
Yeah, shut the door. Chief, where you at, John?
Even after being placed in the back of the squad car, the drunk guy makes things increasingly more difficult for the officers.
When we get back to the station, I'm gonna take the cuffs off you. Okay?
I would hope, because my wrist hurts.
Good.
I've done law enforcement 28 years. This is the worst my wrists have ever hurt.
You mean when you're jacking yourself off all the time? It doesn't
I
hurt this
started
bad?
in 95. My first DUI was in 96. You guys got me wrapped up like a motherfucker.
I've been getting drunk since my first year on the job.
Fuck. Hurts. God damn, it hurts bad. Fuck.
You want me to check them?
No, we'll go. Just go there. Just go to the. Hey, go to the police station. We'll check them there. I'm on your side. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna take them off there.
Yeah, we'll take them off at the station. I know that. I know how it works. Fucking hurts like a motherfucker right now. It's been 2 hours.
You want me to check them?
No, fuck you. You're dry. How are you gonna check them at 40 mile an hour? Yeah, check them.
You want me to?
Yeah, check them. Pull over, check them.
Sure.
No, just drive it. Are you sick? Come on, dude. Don't play me.
He should go in Tim Pool.
Yeah, check them.
You want me to pull over and check?
Yeah, check him. Look at him. Look at him. No, drive the car. Look, now he's mad. I would be so fucking. Listen, hey, I would bust a motherfucker in the mouth if he did that to me. Wouldn't you?
No, sir.
Yeah, you would, sir. Don't serve me. I'm in the back seat handcuffed. Really? No, sir. Who's it? Hey, seriously. All respect to you guys. I'm not gonna say nothing else. I'm tired, dude. Seriously, I'm tired. I'm tired. That's a red light. We'll stay there. Hey, who's over here to my left?
Nobody.
Nobody's to my left?
No.
Who's to my right?
That's a door right there, buddy.
No shit. Who else is there? Nobody? It's just us three?
It's just us two.
That's all?
Yep.
No, us three. You two in the front, me in the back.
There's nobody right here.
It's me and you?
Yep.
Oh my God, he's confused by his
Let's
reflection.
check the back. I'm just kidding. Hey, let's check the back. I'm feeling weak in the knees. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Can you unhook these?
Yeah.
He was driving. That's crazy.
No, I'm not getting out.
That black guy
I'm
should sue him.
cuffs.
That guy should absolutely sue him.
Would you
Like
lean up
that he was driving
there?
like this.
I don't
It's
help him, just lean
crazy.
up. I can't do it. I don't have enough room. All right, man. Just can you step out real quick? It'll be easier.
No.
He's the Hat Man.
Buddy, get out the car. That works. I can do that for you.
Goddamn right.
Yep, goddamn right.
That's the first time.
You don't want to get out until I do this. So. You don't want to get out until I do this.
I'm not getting out. How about that?
Please get out. I don't want
No,
to
I'm not getting out. I'm going to stay away from you. I'm going to stay right here.
I can just take you out to the county or you can get a ride home.
I'm going to stay right here. If we were taking the county, take me to the county.
Don't do that.
You don't want to go down there.
You don't want to do that route.
You don't want to go.
Just.
If I get out, you're not taking me to the county?
Yeah, I'm gonna get you a ride home. What do you think what we're doing here?
Yeah, we're not gonna treat you like a normal person. Just because you almost killed that guy.
Okay, watch out. I gotta shut this real quick. We're gonna do some papers.
Get me out of there. Get me out of there.
Alright, come on.
After several attempts to use his badge to get himself out of trouble, the former cop was arrested and charged with DUI, resisting arrest, and obstructing justice.
Yeah, probably back on the force within the week. All right. I think that's going to end it for today. I think that we managed to have a successful stream regardless of what, occurred on YouTube. But I do apologize, even though it's not my fault. I was trying to cover the news of the day. I will go back and check what exactly it was that triggered the stream to go down, and I will make a stink about it on, online. It probably won't lead to anything, but I will make a stink about it. All right. So I'll get the raid set up for Twitch, and we'll get out of here. I don't know. I feel like maybe we'll just do the stream on Sunday instead of Saturday, just because, ultimately, if we're banned, it's going to be kind of annoying to stream, right? But I guess we'll see. Yeah, complaining on Twitter usually works. Because then they'll be like, we had no idea that our system that we implemented haphazardly kind of sucks. That's crazy that you're bringing this up to our attention for the first time. All right. I'm just curious to see what the exact image was. Yeah, they've probably just replaced most of their senior engineers with with AI. That's why the appeals come back so quickly. And you're like, oh, okay, it's probably just programmed to give it just enough time to make it seem like, oh, we really give it some thought, and then it's just no, it's AI. But yeah, we will get out of here. Stay safe, stay sane, stay sexy, and I will see you all some other time. Bye-bye.